Where's he at?
Is Marty Boy here?
I'm here. I'm just very pissed because I had a bad haircut.
Rip.
Yeah, my 70s due is gone. I'm now in the 80s.
Shit, you've gone too far.
Shit, go back.
Turn around.
I want to go slaughter my barber, but it's too late now. I'm just never going to go to him again.
Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of Local Boys Hit the Table, which is going to be a D&D podcast. So we are a group of friends who decided to give D&D a try. None of us could be considered hardcore players, and half of us have never actually played D&D before, so you are all definitely in for an experience, to say the least. So without further ado, I'll let you all enjoy the adventure that is and will be Local Boys Hit the Table. Alright, so let's start this cat show. Everybody, you give a little description of your character here. We'll start with Eric.
Oh shit, I have to think of a voice real quick, hold on.
You don't have to do that voice.
Wait, yeah, you don't need a voice right now. You just gotta just tell us your character.
I'm a little goblin boy. Like, you would think that I'm like 5 years old, but in goblin years, I'm 6 years old.
Okay.
What?
So you're a child?
He's a child.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh,
no.
much, like,
Oh boy.
He's a smart.
I'm this little goblin boy who's been like taken under the wing by this old like oil baron family that have been like really
Like a fucking Louisiana accent.
No, not quite.
I'm a goblin.
I'm more of like the British variety. I'm gonna try not to do an accent though, but I'm gonna have a high pitched voice. So yeah.
Okay.
And I don't really. The whole thing is like I have a long line of these fucking like goblins in this family. So if you ever seen like Django, like fucking fucking Calvin, the black guy, the black slave under Leonardo DiCaprio, I'm like the black guy except a lot younger.
And a lot
So
less
like really
racially charged.
posh, but I'm still this really fucking I'm this little lowly
You're a
goblin
butler.
boy. I'm a little lowly goblin, but I act like this big boy.
Lowly?
Cock, yeah.
Aren't you a man?
Aren't you a man? You're a Shota.
I'm a goblin.
He's got you there.
You go.
He's got me there.
So there you go.
Alright,
And my name is Julio. It's spelled like Julio, but it's Julio.
Julio?
Yeah.
Okay.
I figured the spelling was not gonna help you out there,
Yeah,
but
no.
fuck it. I'm gonna spell it with a G. Nah, fuck it.
That's worse.
Because it's a goblin. Goblin starts with a G.
Alright, Dylan, give us a rundown of Brutus.
Alright, his real name is Bruce. He is a professional boxer who used to live on the slums and got hired up by some fucking big shot like fight promoter into the boxing league. And after his first match, where he beat the shit out of a guy in a minute, his promoter said he's going to travel the world and beat up anyone he finds. And so everyone keep an eye out for Brutus Gallagher. And that's it.
He's gonna be the champion of the world.
Yes.
He needs a big
His real
belt.
name is Bruce Gallagher.
Make sure he doesn't drive in Patterson at night.
His tagline is his friends call him Bruce, but his enemies call him Brutus.
They better get trounced.
It's a work in progress.
Brutus.
Alright, Martin, I have no information on your character, so you're just gonna have to hit me with it.
I have an idea.
Alright. So my character, his name is Lowenst. He comes from a family of jugglers.
What's his name? I'm sorry.
Lowenstent.
Low and stent.
That is the most pathetic name I've ever
Low instant. He comes from a family of jugglers who juggle their ancestral skulls in a never-ending loop of acrobatic magic, or so it appeared. He grew up in a juggle troupe, and
Are they like gypsies?
And he entertained on the
He's a
stage.
fucking clown.
he moved out of his family troupe, and his specialty was juggling knives. But then one night, a wild boar the size of 3 large dogs in an overcoat broke out of the arena, and Low Instant managed to kill it by flinging knives from atop a big leather ball. So he wowed the local travelers, and now gets taken along on little travels. And but he can only initiate combat if he's on a leather ball, because it's because he's mentally disabled.
I'm imagining.
Get like this fucking like diagram, fucking like. Oh shit! I fucked
He
it
does
up.
have 7
Sorry.
intelligence.
He
Yeah.
has 7 intelligence.
I'm picturing like a monkey that, like, when they play the music, it starts dancing. Except you're
No,
on a
he's an
ball and you're
elf.
fighting.
Well, he's an elf, and his formal attire is a clown suit.
That's pretty good. All right, so let's start this off. I'm gonna give you the premise here. So your party has been together for a pretty long time now, and the reason the party starts off is because you help a nobleman deliver some of his goods to different parts of the kingdoms. So he kind of like corrals your group, and he handpicks each of you for your own reasons. And you eventually created, an adventuring party that goes out together. So it's been a while, and you've got some accomplishments under your belt, and you're hunting for some bigger adventurer game. You're tired of the petty quests. So the noble contacts you, and he invites you over to his house to spend the night, and then the next day go to a royal banquet that the king is hosting for his eldest son's birthday, so the prince's birthday. So that's currently where your party stands, and you're in the noble's house. Julio used to be a butler in this house, so that's the relationship for how that works. The head of the household is Alberto Ormada, so that is that's his name. So you are all currently in your formal attire. You stand in front of the king's castle. You have no weapons since they have been confiscated by the guard.
I don't need weapons. I got knuckles.
I got my bad.
I gotta put on like a Cockney accent. Oh boy, here we
There you
go.
go.
Oh, look at him going right with it.
So you're currently all in front of the main gate. Alberto turns around and addresses the party, and he goes, "Remember, you're here to talk to people and socialize. You need to meet important people to get important quests." And
I have a question.
go, what's it?
If they're wearing
Bruce.
formal attire, why is he wearing a fucking clown suit?
It was a car.
I'm a clown.
Well, there's your
I pat him on
answer.
the shoulder.
No,
It's
no,
okay,
he's
buddy.
fine.
I'm not judging. I'm just wondering.
We've been with him for a while.
Yeah, I know. I
Can't-
pat him on the
can't be
shoulder.
fine.
It's like, it's okay.
It's all right, Lowen. You get in here.
Both
Where's
the
my
guards that are flanking the door give you all a strange look at your motley attire there, but they both
I'm wearing-
proceed to open the
Flexing.
double doors, and
Where's
you're
the
hit
entertainment?
with an array of different noises and smells and aromas. You hear the chattering of different kinds of noblemen and the
You all
higher
smell
ups of
meat.
society. You smell an array of foods. So all delicacies. You smell fish, meat, other kinds of
I'll
food,
go to the
potatoes, stuff
meat.
like that.
No, not with the mate again. You and your mate.
I need
And,
the proteins, mate.
As you walk into
You
the
wait.
room, what you see is a huge banquet hall. So the ceiling is lined with chandeliers. There's a large red carpet cutting the room in half that leads straight to a very ornate golden throne that takes up the centerpiece of the room. To the left and right walls, there is huge tables that are lined with all sorts of foods that were, previously described. Sitting on the throne, you recognize the king of the kingdom, and his name is King Reagan. To
First name
the
Ronald.
you don't know. You gotta figure it out. But to the
Oh,
left,
that's Ronald Reagan.
you see
Reagan.
to the left, surrounded by a bunch of younger noblemen and ladies, noble women, you see the prince, who you know as Carter Reagan. And he's, eagerly talking to all of them. He's the center of attention. Tonight's his night. To the left of the king in a smaller throne is Princess Diana, who is more of a, Ice Queen character. She has a long blue dress that she is wearing, and she is stunningly beautiful. On the right, you notice a very boisterous man who is eagerly talking to those around him. He's in a long black robe with a lot of doohickeys and strange things attached to him, and around his neck is a black pendant with the symbol of the Mages Guild. Currently orchestrating the staff, so all of the maids and butlers that are scurrying around the castle, filling drinks, refilling foods, is the Chamberlain, who you would recognize since your relation with Albert, as he's explained all these important people to make sure you socialize with them. And behind the king, in a full set of gleaming silver armor with a pristine haircut, blonde hair, blue-eyed. When you think of this guy, he is the picturesque White Knight, and he is the captain of the guard, Erwin Woods. The rest of the banquet is filled with a bunch of very high-level individuals, all chatting, making plans, doing noble things. So Alberto turns to the party, and he waves as he walks off to go join the events.
I'm gonna eat some meat.
Alright, you can get it, mate. I'm gonna go talk to Chamberlain. Been a minute since I've seen him.
Everything is shiny.
I'm gonna eat some meat. And I walk
Oh,
towards the largest pile of meat.
All right, so you walk to the left, and you hit the entrees banquet table, and there's just mountains of meat.
Oi, get me some meat.
It's one of the kinds where you serve themselves, so there's a bunch of plates stacked on the left, and you gotta grab it, and you just pick as you go.
I have manners, and I'm gonna grab a plate and put an unmeasurable amount of meat on it.
All right, so you have like a tower of meat on your plate.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, I'm starving. I just start fucking eating.
Just
Gotta
down, down meat.
Wolfing down food.
I balance back and forth on a leather ball.
Oh, so you're currently on top of a leather bottle.
Yes.
Are you always
Okay.
on top of a leather
Yes.
ball? You're just always balancing on top of it.
While I'm eating, I'm like, all right, Julia, watch out for a pile of the bowl.
What did you say?
The bowl.
In
What's
bowl?
your name?
What are you
What was your
talking
guy's
about?
name? What was your guy's name again?
Julio? Lowen Stunt? Lowen?
I can't call him Lowen.
You call Lowen, that's his name, Lowen. Get the fuck out of here, Lowen.
Keep it all Lowen. I'm hungry.
Hello.
Lowen.
What would you like?
It's alright. What do you want
I'm
me
just-
to do?
I'm stuffing my fucking goal.
What do you want me to do?
I'll take some meat.
Oi, come here, Lowen. Let's go talk to the Chamberlain.
I start juggling a meat stick.
What, you're just juggling skewers?
Alright, I'm gonna go
I'm
talk
just,
to the.
just juggling a
I'm
fucking.
gonna go talk to the
drumstick.
Chamberlain.
All right,
Then
so
I'm gonna
so-
walk up and be like,
Oi, that's it's you. It's been so long. Oh, it's such a great party. So many people. Who's the richest man, you say? Who's one of the richest? Not the king, obviously. It's obvious. It's obvious.
so
He's rich. He's got money.
It's very heavy-handed.
interrupted from his juggling of the current party necessities, he turns to you and he goes, sorry, I've never seen you here before. Who are you?
It's me, Julio.
What?
I start crying. I'm so upset he doesn't remember me.
I roll over on the leather ball and I attempt to cheer him. I start whistling a nonsensical tune and smile.
I start
Are
crying.
you like on the dance floor right now? Like what's going on?
No, I'm talking to the Chamberlain. I'm
No, I'm
actually
talking
off,
to
like
I'm talking
oh.
to Lawrence.
No, I'm next to Lowen's. I'm next to
Julio.
Ulio on my leather ball, juggling a drumstick.
Oh, thanks, Lowen. I appreciate it, mate. It's fucking Chamberlain, man. He doesn't remember me.
I'll always
He turns to you and he goes, are you sure we've worked together?
I think so. Maybe not. I've worked with a lot of people, just not. They're all taller than me, really.
I start to
all the
walk up.
same.
I finished eating.
All right. Well, the Chamberlain he extends
who's
his
this bloke?
hand. He extends his hand to Julio, and he goes, "Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Julio."
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. I want to ask you something.
What's that?
I'm running a fundraiser tonight. I need to know who has the most money.
Go ahead and roll a charisma check. Roll a d20 and add your
Just a
charisma.
flat charisma check.
Yeah.
16, then charisma is I got 19, so 4. So 20.
All right. So he goes, "Oh, that's great. What kind of charity are you running? I'm sure some of the people here will be very interested in donating."
Oh, you running a charity?
Yeah, Brutus, you gotta don't fuck it up, Brutus.
Okay.
That made you talking.
My name's Bruce.
Oh, I thought it was Brutus.
No. That's just the people I beat up.
Oh, that's all right. That's okay.
I extend my hand to the Chamberlain. Bruce.
It's a pleasure, Nicholas, and he shakes your hand.
Oh,
Yes,
we got his
sir.
name. His name is Nicholas the Chamberlain. I gotta remember that. Nichols. I call him Nichols now. All right.
But
What was I saying? Oh yeah, my fundraiser. Nichols, nice to meet you, Nichols. I hope you got some Nichols. My fundraiser. All right.
Lowered the fucking retard.
Are you?
Have you been juggling this whole time?
I've never stopped juggling.
At least you're good at something.
At least you get some things, Howard. All
Well,
right, Chamberlain, sir. My goblin mates, they got no money. They got nothing. We're people too, you know. Not really, but we need money. I need money.
So yeah, pretty much.
So
just I need money.
he goes. So the charity is for those who are in need of assistance and are poor. Then, right?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
All right,
I
well-
know what he's talking about.
You may want to speak to either the prince or the captain of the guard, as both are very free with their money for those in need.
Oh, all right,
But
mate, thanks.
I would avoid Samael, the archmage, as unless you have magic, you're probably not even going to be seen in
Magic.
his eyes.
Samael.
Everything is magic to me.
I'll
That's
tell you
all right,
this.
Howard.
Like using magic and compensating for something.
I don't doubt that at all. And well, as you can see, this is a very busy party, so I must go back to coordinating things. Please enjoy yourselves. And he points to the
we
party
will.
and he walks off.
Thanks, Nichols.
All right.
Oh, well,
What's this about a fundraiser? What are you talking about?
well, look, mate. I'm trying to get rich quick.
Ah,
right. It's
we
all
do need money.
It's all a scheme, mate. We need as much money we can get. All these rich blokes. What were we even here for in the first place? I don't even remember.
Me neither.
What are we here for?
I'll go talk to this captain bloke.
Here we
See
go.
what's up with him.
We gotta
Alright,
go find
so-
Alberto.
Just to put a reminder here, so the minor noble Alberto brought the party here so that you could meet higher powered people to like secure more upscale quests, as opposed to
we're
like
here
doing
for fun
petty work.
quests. Okay, not steal their money. Okay.
I mean, you're gonna do whatever you want, but he's helping you, upgrade the tier of your
He's guiding
adventure
us.
party.
He's
Okay.
guiding us the right
Uh-huh.
way.
So he's pretty much like the guy in what's the game? The fucking Dawn of War game, Vermintide, who like runs the tower, and
Yeah.
we are the boys.
Pretty much.
All right. Perfect.
Hello.
All right, Lowen, come here. We gotta go make the pits. You're gonna be a low-end goblin.
You leaving,
How's
my
that?
fellow?
Okay, Lowen, let's go. Let's go talk to the prince. We gotta wait though. We gotta wait for when he's free.
I love talking.
I attempt to approach the captain guy.
The captain of the guard?
Yeah, I want to greet him.
His
All right,
name's Erwin Woods.
So you're just gonna walk right up to the throne and address the captain of the guard.
Hello.
Maybe I shouldn't do that.
You're already there, Dylan. So you gotta. Dylan
Well,
walks
you
up
haven't walked up yet.
and then walks away from the guy.
Fuck, I have a cramp right now. I can't think straight. I guess, is there a way to request an audience?
I mean,
can ask
there
Owens.
are formal ways to do that through the court, but you're currently like at a banquet, and those things take like a week.
We could ask Lowen to set
can I-
off some.
I'm just gonna
trap.
tap some random guy on the shoulder. You.
All right. As you tap a random guy on the shoulder, he turns around. He's obviously a nobleman by his very pompous attire.
Right.
He's wearing a bright red cloak with gold trimmings, and he has like one of those curly mustaches.
Bruce Gallagher. Nice to meet you, mate. I extend my hand.
Bruce Gallagher? I've never heard of that name. And he turns around, and he shakes your hand.
You never heard of me? I'm the guy that beat. Oh fuck! I can't. That beat Jimmy Two Fingers.
Why are you shaking?
Oh,
Two Fingers.
I'm not one for things with fists. I'm more of a money kind of man.
You went from punk
I'm
worker
gonna
to
fucking.
dock worker
My
in 2
accent's gonna
seconds.
fluctuate.
Yeah.
It's a warning. I'll beat you in 1 minute. You didn't see.
No, I'm more of a numbers kind of man. Fighting is not for me.
Oh, okay. We won't get along. Anyway, you see that bloke over there? And I point to the captain of the guard.
Oh, you mean Owen?
Yeah. That's his name. How's a guy like me supposed to get his attention?
With a filthy peasant like him, you could probably just walk right up.
Oh, that man's no peasant. Look at his armor.
He's of common blood. He's not like us nobles. He rose through the
you wanna-
army with hard work. Unbelievable.
You're one of those guys. I walk away.
He just stands there kind of like, what the hell just happened? And
He
he
goes-
goes back to the party.
I roll up on the dude. I say, "Your teeth are shiny."
Okay. He slowly backs away.
Alright.
You know what? I know skull. Yours is balanced for
Is there
seven.
like a dangling keys method I can do to greet fucking I keep forgetting his name. Lowinst?
Low instance.
Is there like a dangling keys method to get your attention?
Probably like some kind of clapping.
Alright. Hey, Owen. No bugging nobles. Keep juggling.
I return. Just going,
Dylan uses clap. Super effective.
Epic reference.
Thanks.
Is the prince ready to be bothered yet?
Yeah, if you want to go up to him.
All right, I'm gonna walk up to the prince. What's his name? Prince Carter
Carter.
Regan. That's a fucking stupid name. Prince. Should tell that to him, huh? All right. What's my shtick here, boys? What are we trying to do? Should we go for the quest?
Oh my god! Look for work.
All right, I'm gonna
That's
walk
our
up to the
intention,
prince and I'm gonna tug on his cape or whatever one of his clothes.
All right, so
his
you
pants.
you walk
I'll
up to the
tug 'cause I'm
prince
tiny
and,
boy.
and begin to pull on his cape,
Gods, kill it!
and he
Gosh, what is that?
he immediately he turns around and his face is bright red with anger, and he goes, "What is this?"
Oh yes, oh sir, no.
All right, I'm gonna try to Me Too the prince, but
Oh no!
I'm gonna scream loudly. I need Lowen though. Lowen, I'm gonna be
Lowen, no.
I'm
This
just
is
gonna
a terrible
start
idea.
screaming like he just stomped on me or something because he got loud and angry. I'm like, oh,
Okay.
Prince, no, Prince, no. A performance check. That's what that is.
Okay.
Performance.
See what you're trying to fake that he stepped on you?
I'm gonna fake like he just abused me, and I'm gonna
I
try
don't
to-
think that's gonna work. I think
Okay.
everyone's in favor of the fucking prince.
Go, all right,
I'm
go
a
ahead and
little- I'm a
roll
little
a
goblin
performance
boy.
check.
All right.
You probably don't have any rights.
I'm gonna say I was only trying to get your attention to get the fundraiser for all the goblin boys.
And then I'm gonna need Lowen to come over and be a goblin retard for me.
Wait, hold on.
Where
So,
is it? Oh,
wait, so you're doing a performance check.
Yeah, but
To-
that's my perforance. That's the thing.
You're
Oh,
trying to
no.
fake that he stepped on you?
He said that he hurt me or did
Okay.
something to me. 7. Oh no.
Okay. So you start like screaming and holding your foot, you know, acting like the prince did something to you, and now he's even angry, and he takes off his glove and he throws it at you, and he goes,
Oh, no.
"I will not tolerate such disgrace to my name. I challenge you to a formal duel."
I pick up the glove and start juggling.
do I hear this? Is he yelling this out loud?
Yeah.
Like, oh,
So
bloody hell.
he's drawn the entire attention of the party, so they're all currently focused on this scenario.
What's going on here?
I was trying to
This
get his.
cretin just
Hey,
disrespected my name.
Words, mate. Words. You gotta watch what you say.
Words. I'm the prince. This is my kingdom.
You may be the prince, but you can't just go around calling people cretins.
You're not the king. He's not my king.
Yeah, well, soon I will be the king.
That's also an extreme stance to take. But he is not the king. You're correct. He's the prince.
He's not my king.
So what's the problem here?
Yeah, well, I may be the king sooner than you think. And he picks up his glove
Kills
and
the king. He kills the
just shoots him.
he picks up the
Pulls out a
glove and like
handgun.
him and his posse, they walk away
Oh, shit.
at
Okay.
Nicholas's like heatings. He's trying to calm him down. He's like, come on, Prince Carter. It's just they're idiots. You know, come on. He ushers him off. So
I
you're
give-
currently, you know, standing in the middle of
give
like
Julio
a
like
slightly
a nudge on
quiet
the
banquet.
shoulder. It's like, what the bloody hell are you doing?
Sorry about that, Bruce.
We're
Who
here
I got?
to get information for jobs,
All
No.
right.
to incite a coup.
I'm not trying to say Q. Well, yeah, I guess you're right. I tried to do, but it's all right. I'm sorry about that. It will happen again.
Sorry, everybody.
All right, so you
Low end, do some tricks, low end.
I'm the chaperone. I take responsibility.
do a persuasion check, Dylan.
Me?
Yeah.
Can Lowen do some tricks to make people like?
Yeah.
All right, what kind of tricks would you do to placate a crowd, Martin?
I reach into a bag and pull out some objects to juggle.
What are you juggling now? What you're juggling? A drumstick, the prince's glove. What else have you added?
Now I've added a small skull.
Okay.
I've added 2 daggers.
14.
Wait, you
And
have no daggers. You got.
Yeah, you don't have daggers. Your
fucking
daggers are confiscated.
run. Yeah, you got confiscated.
I rolled 14.
Okay.
I'm juggling a small scepter
Okay. So you're
and a
juggling
bottle of wine.
an array of things now. So along with the apology and all the attention being drawn to the crowd, they're oohing and eyeing at this juggling prowess
See,
that,
look at it.
that
Lowen-
that Lowenson is performing. Some nobles even like toss some like gold coins into like in front of you guys. It's like a
I
performer.
snatched them
Thank you. You're too
immediately.
kind. You're too kind.
All right, you get like 5 gold coins.
I slowly move to a wall where there's a
And
big
now, I
shiny
guess
object.
while I have all this attention, what was the captain guy's name?
Erwin Woods.
Owen Woods. It's Owen.
Oh, hey, I guess while I got all yours attention, have you seen an Owen around here? Owen Woods?
All right, so
Has anyone seen Owen?
Shh.
along with the huge scene that you have caused, you pretty much have everyone's attention.
I
And
start juggling the goblin.
yeah, so you have the goblins in the mix, and
What are you doing? Put me down, Owen.
Ooh.
Yeah, you've managed to impress the king, you know, with this little juggling performance. So he
My
like
son's
leans
a
over
cock.
to Erwin, who's standing behind him, and he gives him permission to obviously approach you. So Erwin approaches you, so you're now in front of the majestic appearance that is Erwin Woods, the captain of the
extend
guard.
my hand. Bruce Gallagher. At your service, sir.
Pleasure to meet you, Erwin Woods.
So-
And he holds out his hand.
I was wondering. I'm a strong guy. I'm I'm a small guy, and I was wondering if you're looking for any I guess you could call recruits for any jobs.
He scratches his chin and you know that was a pretty strong handshake. But if you
yeah,
want
sorry.
to get up to these ranks in the games, you've got to go through the proper channels. I could recommend you to some royal instructors who can get you passed through to eventually join the Royal Guard.
That's a lot of big words.
That's a lot of work, yeah. Alright. Wait, oh!
You got any
I'm still
Imme-
getting thrown in
immediate
the air, I
jobs?
forgot.
Put me down, Lowen!
All right, child.
you got any immediate threats?
You got any immediate threats, mate?
Well, as of right now, there are no threats. My only job is to protect the king himself.
Are you threatening
I
me?
charge
Oh,
the
okay,
king.
okay. Is there a man?
Do you actually charge the king?
No, not at all.
Well, is there a man in charge more in charge of protecting the people?
Well,
We need some work! We need work!
if it's protecting the people, the captain of the barracks would be that job. However, if you're talking more serious threats, that would be the leader of the Magus Guild, Samael.
Okay, all right. I'm not
But,
not one for magic, but beggars can't be choosers.
Let me give you some friendly advice here. If you don't have magic power, I wouldn't recommend talking to him. He's kind of the prickly type with those he sees as lesser, and he does air quotes.
Don't knock it if you don't try it. I didn't say that right. Oh, bollocks.
Well, on that
Bye.
note, I better get back to my position. Can't very well have the king dying on us, can we?
You have
Please,
And,
pretty, you have
as
very
he-
pretty teeth.
Wait, what's
He's
with
kind
the
of surprised by that. He turns and goes, thanks.
he blushes.
Yeah, he blushes a little. His cheeks go faint red.
Your
But,
skull is
Can I
balanced.
perform,
As
can I
he,
perform card tricks for the mage?
yeah, you
No,
could.
we're gonna
That's
approach
magic.
him now.
But as Erwin turns around and is about to head back to the king, you hear the king in a very authoritative, clear, loud voice go, "Absolutely not."
Executed.
And,
Absolutely not. What? He just says that.
Yeah, he says absolutely not in a very loud, clear voice. And you see the princess, who appeared to be talking to him in a conversation you didn't realize was happening. She seems visibly upset by this, and she is angry, and you see her storm out of the banquet hall.
I don't follow her.
I tap Yulia on the shoulder like, "Hi, why don't you see what's up with that gal? I'll check this mage guy out.
Alright, I'll get right on it, sir!
Just call me Bruce."
Alright, Bruce!
Yeah.
Alright,
You know that.
Popper! Alright, Poppy!
I give him like a good hustle spank.
Hello.
It's a nice little slap on the rear end.
You follow him.
All right,
Let's
so
get rolling,
Look at us.
Lowen!
let's handle we'll handle you going to the magus guy first. All right, so what you see as you approach, you see a very tall, skinny figure in a long, flowy black robe. He has a bunch of doohickeys on him. Obviously, the big black pendant around his neck with the magus symbol, which is a white X, but kind of turned on its side. And that's embedded into it with like a pearl-esque material into the obsidian black pendant. And around him are a bunch of other similarly dressed figures with different color robes. And what
We
you
got
catch
Al
him
Reinbow
saying,
here.
what you catch him saying right as you approach is him bragging about his talents. And he
Oh,
goes,
I'm so good at casting spells.
"Yeah, watch this as my invisibility is almost perfected to remove even the sound of my steps." And you see him like snap his fingers, and he completely disappears.
Can I
And,
make a check to see where he is?
It's like
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
walk up and slap him right on the
I
back.
found you.
Oh, there you are, mate! I've been looking for you.
Just-
Hey, 19. I don't know if that's
All
good
right,
enough.
so what do you like? So you're gonna like walk up and try to feel him, if
yeah,
you
I'm
can
just
perceive
gonna
him.
try and pick him out without
Where'd that bloke go?
try and make it like effortless.
All right, so you walk up to where you thought he was standing, and you reach out your hand as though you were going to grab him in front of the crowd, and then from behind you, you feel a thwunk on the back of your head as he taps you slightly hard with a scepter in his hand. And he goes, you peasants of non-magical nature shouldn't even try to compete with us and my
You know,
perfect
I was about to
invisibility.
compliment you, and you had to go and say that.
Compliments from those without magical power are barely compliments at all. In
Hey,
one
watch
ear,
this.
out the
I
other.
can make magic happen
You have
with
pretty
my
teeth.
fists.
And he kind of
I stand and think to myself how I can make magic happen with my fists.
he kind of like looks down at you with disdain, and he goes, if those fists can even reach me through my magical shields.
You know what? All right. I got a proposition for you.
He kind of just like
Listen.
lifts an eyebrow and goes,
Hit me with your strongest spell, and I won't move a bloody inch. And then can we talk?
my strongest spell.
Send me your strongest potion.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were going for.
I just realized it now. Yeah, I can take anything.
I can-
All
Best
right.
shot, you bastard.
Billy gets eviscerated. Just fucking scorched.
All right, so he backs up,
Hey,
and
clear the room,
he
baby.
pulls out a like gnarled wooden branch with a large diamond
God,
kind
I'm
of
not
like
prepared to
stuck
die.
into the top, and it leaves out like a gloomy darkness from it.
Wait, hold on. Do I have a?
You have been slain, is all I'm
I
expecting.
might just die here.
You
this
might
might
just die
happen.
here, Dylan.
But if I don't die, there's
That this
one
guy's a
pain.
pussy.
All right, so
Hello.
he holds the wand and he
break-
goes,
I break-
"Prepare yourself, orc."
Oh, I'm prepared, mate.
He swings his hands down and a black beam shoots out from the top of his wand as he screams, "True polymorph!" Go ahead and make a...
Oh no, not true polymorph.
Let me see. What is the saving throw on this?
Does that mean you're a bunny forever?
That might just be the case. You might have to convince him to undo it.
Oh,
Wisdom
no.
saving throw. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh. Okay, it's +2.
Good thing it's not Martin
Good-
or
good
me
luck.
for that matter.
Oh man, I'm fucked. Oh no. 9.
Yeah. So as you're hit with this spell, you can painfully feel your body shrinking in on itself as you
Ow.
slowly transform into a toad.
Can I
You're
speak?
nope. You can only ribbit.
I begin to juggle the toe.
You're not even there. We're following
not?
another lady.
No, you are. I mean, you're
I-
all watching him, aren't you?
No, Martin and I went to go
Oh, that's
follow
true.
the princess.
I didn't realize. Never mind then.
I go ribbit.
Yeah, so you're currently a toad. He goes, dirty peasants, and he kicks you. He kicks you off to the side as you're now a toad. So you just hop around.
I hopped in I hop in Julio's direction.
All right, so we'll turn back to Julio and Loistant here.
I try, fellas.
You guys
I
are
tried to
currently
stop
walking towards the door.
Oh, what the hell
expecting, like, a
Bruce
fireball.
is doing? Alright, Lowen, let's go find this princess, bitch.
Alright, can I follow the sounds of her like crying or some bullshit?
There's no
Really?
crying, but so you
Like
go, you
footsteps.
approach the main exit that you entered through to enter the banquet that you clearly
Okay.
saw her leave. But as you go to exit, the guards stop you and they go, "Halt! We're about to commence the
You're violating
birthday
the law."
celebrations. So please remain here and you can leave after the candles have been blown out of the cake."
But we gotta get to the presentation, sir. The jungler's right here.
If it's
I
a
turned to the boy.
presentation, then it should already be in the banquet hall, which you are in right now.
No, we're running late. We gotta get backstage. We're doing a grand extra entrance. Fuck.
It just kind of looks, there's no stage here.
No, we're doing like if like like weddings and shit. They come out like the main door or whatever, like a Sweet 16.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Come on.
But you're still gonna have to persuade him regardless.
But roll it with advantage because you have what looks like a performer juggling things on
What's
a ball in a clown
advantage
suit.
do?
That means you
twice,
roll
take
it
the
twice and
higher.
add the higher number, or take the higher number.
All right, so 14.
Yeah, so the card, he kind of looks at you, he goes, yeah, sorry. Nicholas would have told me if you need to get back. You're gonna go and have to wait with everybody else.
God damn it.
So you,
Do I
God
find my
damn
way to a
Nichols.
Julio by then?
yeah, so Julio, you see a frog hop on up to you. What do you do?
Don't step
Oh.
on it.
I look down at it. I pick it up and I say, "Oi, Lowen! I found a new ball for you!" And I give it to Lowen.
All right, so,
I start juggling.
all right, so now the frog has been juggled as well. All right, so as this frog is added to the juggling arrangement of things being juggled,
How many things are you juggling? Like you're a fucking savant at juggling.
I think what
7.
5 now, right?
I'm juggling 7 things.
There you go. But
Mark doesn't need a backpack. He's just constantly
he's just
juggling.
constantly juggling.
I'm bouncing on the ball at all times.
So just as you all add the frog to the juggling pool, all the lights in the banquet hall are blown out. So it is now pitch black.
Jesus Christ, this fucking mage is fucking stacked. I just looked up true polymorph.
I mean, you went up to a mage
Yeah, I
at
know.
a
I know
royal
what I
king's
did.
banquet and expected
I know what I
him
did.
to not
I know
have a
what I
strong
did.
spell. All right, so all the lights go out, so the banquet is pitch black.
I
And you-
can see.
Do you have dark
Can
vision?
I see? I have dark vision for 60 feet.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't know.
So
Oh, okay.
the rest of the
It's not
party
all
cannot
that.
see, but you can pretty much make out what's going on around you. You hear the opening of doors as a massive cake with an array of candles is brought out into the main banquet, and along with a huge table that the prince is sitting at the head of, with the king still sitting on his throne observing the whole situation. And the cake is placed in front of the prince, and everybody begins to sing happy birthday. Everyone make a passive perception check.
Do I have to make a passive
Yeah.
perception?
But you can use your regular character sheet.
So I just make a perception check.
Well, no, tell me your passive perceptions.
Oh yeah, what is passive perception?
I think it's 8 plus your wisdom.
I will double check.
8 plus the wisdom.
Passive perception. A passive check, 10 plus all modifiers that normally apply.
So 10 plus
So-
your wisdom.
Yeah, 12.
10 plus the wisdom modifier.
Yeah.
10.
What about you, Martin?
I'm rolling a die.
No, it's 10 plus whatever your wisdom modifier is.
Oh, two. That's like 8.
Okay.
How'd you get negative wisdom?
I have a negative.
You get.
I have a really bad wisdom in it.
There's a lot
So-
of bad stuff.
Julio and Bruce, as the prince blows out his candles and the room again returns to pitch blackness, you guys manage to pick up the sound of like a grating stone on stone, like like that rubbing noise, like
Yeah.
Like
that
the sound of a hidden passage opening.
yeah, I guess you
like
could
the-
put it like that, but like that, that noise, and you make that out as everyone's like applauding for the prince's birthday. And you hear it again as soon as all the lights are being turned on. And as all the lights are turned on, instead of like the ruckus applause that you expected, instead you hear a high-pitched scream and a bunch of gasps as you all look to see what's caught everyone's attention. And what you see is the king on his throne, slumped over with blood
Alright.
leaking from a huge wound in his neck.
Can I say this and say I called this was gonna be a murder mystery bullshit?
And the second thing you notice is Erwin charging Alberto, your friendly neighborhood minor noble who helps you guys, as he has a bloody dagger lying at his feet.
I don't want to metagame here, but I have an idea. Eric, just try and hurt me. That's all I will do.
In that case, I feel like Martin should be doing constant checks for how good he's juggling this shit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Can we assume that as a toad I have 1 hit point?
Yes.
Okay, so as long as I hit 0 hit points, I should revert.
I'm juggling the deck.
You're juggling the dagger. He picks up the dagger. The bloody dagger.
I pick up the bloody dagger. and start
All right,
juggling.
How do you just
You guys
get
are
it?
too far away to get it. Like, this is happening like near the throne, and you guys are towards the back because you were trying to get out. So you
I
only
push-
see
I
what
push-
goes on.
I push forward in the crowd.
Martin's
All right, so as you push
Lowen, where are
forward,
you going?
as you push
follow
forward
you.
into the ground, the royal guards that are currently now surrounding this crime scene, you could call it, currently they like stop you from entering.
I want the dagger.
Make a frog juggle check.
Frog juggle chip.
No, he's good at juggling, and so far he hasn't juggled anything like crazily out of proportion.
He's juggling 7 things right now.
Yeah, but that's
including
doable.
A glove, a frog, a skull. What else are you juggling? While on a
drumstick.
ball. A
Except the
drumstick.
Which is now just a bone because I've eaten it.
Oh, no one was looking. When the lights went out, he ate it.
When the lights went out, I consume it slightly on every roll. Also
Alright.
a bottle of wine.
Alright, so hold on. So the Irwin guy, the knight, is now charging the guy who brought us to the party.
No, he's like in like he's putting him into like a lock, like arresting him
Oh,
kind of
okay.
deal.
He's arresting him already. Okay. So right now we have no. Can we?
Where are they taking the Chamberlain?
Oh no, that wasn't the Chamberlain. That was the fucking friend. Fuck. Yeah, I guess I'll ask where are they taking that man?
All right, so what you
Where
want
are
to
they
scream that
taking the
out to
man?
everyone?
No, to the guards right in front of us.
Oh,
Where are they taking Alberto?
he's being restrained to be sent
No,
to the
no.
dungeon for
I don't wanna know the
trial as the murder for the king.
Right. All right, regicide. There you go. That's a word you should use. Regicide. I'm a fucking
Regicide?
No one- Who's Reggie?
Reggie.
Bonnie is Ren.
So they're taking him to the crypts.
He's
The
being
cat-
sent to the dungeon for regicide.
All right, I kick the guard in the shin.
Don't do that.
What are you trying to accomplish by kicking him in the shin?
Get sent to the dungeon.
No. Why would you do
All right,
that?
so you're like a child, and you kick the guard in the shin. He's wearing full plate armor, so you kind of hurt your foot in the process, and the guard's kind of annoyed, so he just pushes you back into the crowd.
All right, here we're glowing. We gotta think of something quick. Where's Bruce?
So the frog ribbits as you say that.
I let the frog fall to the ground
From how high?
from the peak of the apex.
Oh shit. Okay, so the frog falls from the peak of the apex and just kind of splats on the ground. And from like the goop and gup that is frog splatter, Bruce kind of just takes form.
Oh! Oh my god!
Bruce, we were just talking about you.
I was just thinking about it. How we gotta turn into a frog.
All right, that's all right.
What's
king's
going on?
dead. The king is dead.
What? Hey, where are they taking Alberto?
They think they killed him. That man, he brought us here. That's
Yeah,
not
I
a
mean,
bird. It's
They
not
wasn't there to fly. He didn't kill no one.
I can
Hey,
juggle flies.
I tap one of the guards on the shoulder.
Well, they're facing outward, so they see you approach.
Oh, all right. I say, hey! I've been a frog for the past, 30 minutes. What the hell happened? How do I say it like that? What the hell happened here?
What the
Frog
hell
or not,
happened?
the king was just killed. during the birthday ceremony, and the only witness who has a bloodied dagger when all weapons were confiscated is that man right there. So he's currently being sent to the dungeon. Everyone else is being retained onto the premises until we can solve this issue.
Well, I'm on the case.
He kind of just,
I
gives you a
never
weird look.
solved a mystery before, but I've delivered a shipment of apples.
Oh, I remember that.
Apples.
No, that was before I became a boxer.
All right.
I don't know why I even brought it up.
Then what are you talking about, Bruce? The
Oh
guy,
yeah, the king's dead.
the king is dead.
What
Stop
was the-
talking about your apples, mate.
Oh,
King Reagan?
oh yeah. It's a
He's
shame.
the
It
one
really
from
is.
the TV.
What?
Good night, Mr. President.
Is there anyone like at the scene right now?
Yeah, so the scene is currently, it's Sir Erwin, who's arresting Alberto, and currently all the royal knights that were inside the banquet are like forming a perimeter around the murder scene. So the only things there are the body of the king, Alberto being arrested, and then it's currently just empty besides
Is
that.
there any way to get to Alberto or Sir Erwin?
Not unless you're going through the guards.
All right, I'm gonna. Hey, excuse me, sir. That man's my employer. I need to know what the bloody hell's going on. I don't know why my employer would kill the king if I went here to get jobs from presumably the king.
Roll a persuasion check.
2 + 1. All right, let's see. 8.
You're really flubbing these.
Hey, I got a 19 on one of them.
That's true. Yeah, so the guard says, employer or not, it doesn't matter. He's currently under arrest for regicide. And he
Well,
yet
Is he
again,
at least gonna have proper trial?
as proper as anyone who kills the king gets. And he kind of like spits that out.
He gonna
Yeah.
kill him.
We don't know what happened. I was a frog. I saw the lights go out. Can you explain what happened then?
No one knows. All we know is that the king is dead.
That you got that right.
I heard some weird store open.
And as you begin to say that to the guard, you hear the main doors open from the back of, like, from the front of the banquet hall, and you see the princess run into the hall, and you see she's visibly distressed and kind of worn as she runs straight towards the circle of guards towards the king. You notice that the prince, finally, realizing what happened, also begins to move towards where the king is.
This girl can't decide. First she hates him and now she loves him. I don't get it.
She looks like she could use cheering up.
Typical
And
bitch.
I wouldn't go that far.
She's
yeah,
cute.
you see the princess has now she has wine stains on her dress. And as they all begin to coalesce on the body of the king, it forms like temporary like openings in the guards' formation.
I guess I can walk through the openings.
All right, so you kind of walk on in along with the prince and the princess. So now it's Erwin, Alberto, the prince, the princess, and you inside the perimeter of where the king was.
Can
called.
I sniff them wine stains, miss?
No. Let's take this slowly. Remember, you just pissed off that prince like 2 seconds ago.
Hi, mister. I've got your glove. It's right over there by that weird retard clown. Go get it.
What is
The king just looks at you, or the prince looks at you with disdain. And he's just like, filthy thing, what are you doing here?
Look,
I
sir,
call him king.
we
He's
just
the
want to
king.
know
Ah,
what the hell is going on here. We're terribly sorry for what happened to the king, but we seem to be in
He's
a bit
the
of
king.
a bit of a pickle here too. Our employer's just been, well, we don't know if he's framed or not, but just been caught for murder, and we want to figure out what's going on here. And I think we can help.
You can help solve the murder of a king by a treacherous noble.
All right, what ideas you got, mate?
I'll leave that to the royal guard. It's their job.
I'd look to Erwin. Hey, can you make sense of any of this?
Aaron looks up from from after detaining Alberto, and he looks at you, and recognition hits his face, and he goes, "To be honest with you, Prince, none of this really adds up. I don't know how he would have possibly struck the king when I was standing right there. Anyone in front of the king who charged him, I would have noticed, and any enemy who attacked the king, his amulets of protection would have warded any singular attack."
I sense some magic afoot.
Magic!
Yeah, that's what I said.
As soon as you say that,
Haircut,
Samael enters the circle, and he fixes the glasses on his face, and he goes, "What would you know about magic?"
Oh, I know a lot after recent events. Trust me.
And that just means I know more.
Well, if you know so much, can you tell us what happened?
Easily. He walks up to the corpse of the king, and he begins to channel a spell.
It's kind of cheating, isn't it? Kind of defeats the investigation.
As the spell hits the king, his body kind of jolts a little. However, it falls back.
Zombie.
And
He
above
just raises the king as his own.
above the king is a ghostly figure that exactly resembles the king. However, he's very see-through and ethereal.
I don't like this.
It's some witchcraft!
It's magic, yeah.
Okay.
So, are you gonna do something? Or are you gonna just make a funny
Yeah.
picture appear?
Oh no!
Alright, so after he conjures this image, he walks up to the king and goes, "My liege, what happened? Who killed you?" And the king, he observes the crowd and looks down on his corpse and
You
goes,
did.
You did.
"So that's what happened." And he looks around the room, and then he locks eyes with the three of you, as you're currently the only ones, and he goes, "Who are you three? I know everyone else in this circle."
Oh, we're just people that.
Well, I'm Julio the Butler Boy!
What's is there like a title to Alberto, like Lord Alberto?
Yeah, he's a duke.
Duke Alberto invited us over here to look for jobs. I guess you could put it.
I'm a clown.
We wouldn't expect this to happen, though. I can tell you that.
Duke Alberto, huh? So he turns his attention. He turns his attention and focuses on the Duke, and he like rubs his fake ghostly beard, and he goes, "I don't know who killed me." And then he
So
turns.
much for your magic, eh?
Samael gives you like a snide, dirty
hey,
look.
buddy, how many spell slots that one cost you?
I still have plenty left for you. But
Yeah.
the king
Keep
returns to the
talking.
party and goes, "As the only partial party here, I believe it is the correct decision to trust someone Albert trusted to solve who killed me. You have 24 hours, or else Alberto will be charged with this crime. I'll tell you all I remember."
Time to write this shit down. This is Ace Attorney shit, bro. I'm ready.
"The only thing I remember is the sound of something hitting the floor as I felt the cold spread through my neck. And as I turned around to look, all I saw was a black cloaked figure.
That's
Good
strange.
luck."
How did you see anything in the dark?
And as you say that, his ghostly figure kind of like evaporates away.
I got one place to start. We got a black cloak as evidence. And I look to Samuel.
Yes, because I would resurrect a king who died with a similar cloak that I'm wearing. Genius! I am a genius murderer, aren't I?
Is there anyone else wearing a black cloak that I can see anywhere?
As you look around, there are like a couple people wearing black cloaks, but it seems to be nobody that would be like, wow, that guy's the killer. It's just a black cloak seems to be a similar thing that a lot
Is
of
that
people
how that
are.
works? He wouldn't kill anyone.
Well, I mean, it's more like you look out at a crowd and like everybody's wearing red shirts. Like, yeah, everyone who's wearing a red shirt is evil.
What do they wear? Who's wearing
Well,
a black coat?
I don't think it really matters what you're doing right now. I think we need an alibi.
I was juggling.
An alibi? We were all
Yeah.
right here, blowing
I,
out the
looked at
candles with everyone else.
I looked to Erwin. Erwin, do I have official permission to do a full investigation of this case?
He gets up and he hands you a golden seal with the crest of the empire that you're currently residing in that has the
Oh,
head of
nice.
a dragon.
We're deputies now.
And
I
Erwin
take it.
goes, "The king assigned you to solve this murder. You have 24 hours. I'll trust in his judgment even after death."
I take the seal and I look at Samael. I was like, all right, listen here, magic boy. You're going to listen to me and you're going to give me answers because I have this badge and you don't. All right, buddy?
I start juggling the seal.
So
I
the
was like,
seal's
when is he
added
gonna
to the
take
mix.
this thing?
So tell me, what did you see and what happened?
I didn't
Is this
see
Samael?
anything. It was dark as if it was with everyone else.
I was about to say I have dark vision, but I was a toad when it happened.
Yeah, so there you go. The only one
I
with
had
dark vision was,
I still couldn't
was
see anything.
it was Eric.
If anything, I'm too tiny. I can only see the backs of people's heads.
Yeah, I just saw a bunch of people.
Well, from
Back to people's knees.
from where guys were standing, you could pretty much see everyone in the room. Well, let me see. You guys were kind of standing at the back. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you wouldn't really be able to see anything like near what was going on. Especially considering you're like a child's height.
Is the
Alright,
cake still in the
well-
room?
Yeah, the cake is still in the center of the room. The candles are blown out.
I pressed him further and I said, oh, you didn't see anything. Well, surely a wizard of your caliber would have said something.
Well, yes. If magic was used, I would have sensed it.
Well, did you sense any magic?
Clearly not.
Hmm. Well, I guess that's all I can get for you from now. You guys got any questions? I look to Lowen and Julio.
Well, I heard a weird sound.
I always just go into the screaming.
I heard a really weird sound right before the candles went out.
Or was it after? I can't remember. Whatever.
It
It was
sounded like a rock slide.
A
You know,
rock slide. What are
even
you
though I was a
talking
toad-
about?
I heard the same sound.
It didn't sound like one of these wooden doors opening. It sounded like a stone one. It sounded like a stone. A stone.
I can juggle though.
So, Samael turns to, after that release, he turns to Bruce and he goes, "The one thing I can't stand even more than you magicless peasants is idiots." And
Well,
he
you're gonna have
kind
to
of walks
stand
off.
this, mate. Yeah, walk away. All right, I grab everyone's attention. I yell.
Okay.
All right, now I want anyone to raise your hand if you heard the sound of stone sliding when the lights went out.
Okay, so you say that. Only a single hand goes up in the crowd, and it comes from an elderly dwarf who is clearly very buff and barrel-chested. He has a magnificent black beard and with streaks of gray going through it, and his head is bald. And he raises his hand and comes up.
Oi! You heard the sound, dwarf man. What's
Couldn't
your
have missed it
name?
if I tried.
What's your name, Dolphin?
Dwarf Stone Speaker.
Dwark?
Yeah.
Stone Speaker. His name is Stone Speaker.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry, I drifted off. What was going on?
I want to try his dwarf stone speaker. He heard the noise in the walls.
Hello,
What the
Bruce Gallagher.
stones?
I pull out my badge. I'm doing an investigation here.
I begin
Yeah.
juggling the badge.
Yes, I know. I saw him give you the badge.
I try to take
You're
it.
right there.
I reach out my hand. I try to take it.
I take out my detective notebook and I say, "You mind telling us what you saw?"
What do the stones say, stone speaker?
What's his name?
Stone speaker, dwarf stone
I'll
speaker.
I saw nothing. It was dark. But what I heard stone grinding on stone. And
Oh yeah!
he points to behind the throne. And he goes, "It came from over there."
Well, we got a lead, mates. Anything else?
That's all I witnessed.
What are you doing here?
I'm the royal blacksmith.
Oh, yeah. You're not one of those magic types, are you?
He turns to the side and spits. Hate
Yeah,
those.
smart man. Oh, after today, I definitely hate him.
Then you have like a bro
pleased to meet
moment, and
sir.
you both reach
Fist
and
bump.
shake hands. Yeah, there
Bro
you go.
fist.
Bro fist.
I just feel like Martin's constantly changing his profile picture.
Damn.
All right, well, I guess we start to investigate behind the throne.
All right, so you guys, you walk behind the throne. What are you looking for?
I'll give a right good sniff. I'm
I
smelling
guess we
for
could start there.
You're gonna smell it?
I'm smelling for a draft
A draft of what?
of wind. I'm smelling for a draft of wind.
All right, so you walk around, you start sniffing. I'm assuming you're walking around, and you're just sniffing everything.
I'm like sniffing every crack in the wall, like huffing hard. Through my
All right.
big goblin nose.
So through your sniffing adventures, you don't smell any drafts, but what you can see are some stone scratches in the floor, almost like maybe 15 feet behind the king's throne.
Oh, hey, Bruce, come here. Look at these scratches. I've seen one of these before.
So what is it? It's like scratches behind the throne.
Yeah, so like 15 feet behind the throne, there are deep scratches in the floor.
This is where Miss Paddock tried to hide all the stashes from his good wife. He had his little door and all the scratches in the ground. I bet there's a door here.
What are you talking about?
Okay, look.
All
I
right,
just see scratches.
I explain how it would work.
Genius.
I explain. I don't know.
I
I know
explain
how
how I figured out who the murderer is.
I explain. I roll a d20. I just have one. I roll it. That's all I'm doing. I'm just playing D&D with
All right,
myself.
well, I'm gonna. Before we investigate this further, I'm gonna question the princess and the what's the other
The prince?
no the other guy. Fuck, what was his name?
The chamberlain?
Nicholas? Yeah, Chamberlain. So I'm gonna go to the
Nicholas.
princess first.
Okay, so you approach the princess, and she's kind of like a mess right now. Her
All
like
right,
dress is frayed, she's breathing heavy.
I'm sorry to bother
She's
you,
got some
ma'am.
stains
I
on it
know
now.
This may be a sensitive subject, but we wanna do what's right, and I just want to know what happened tonight.
I want to know what happened tonight myself. I got in a slight argument with Daddy, and I left in a storm, and I come back to find he's dead.
What were you arguing about?
That's rather personal.
Well, in order to figure out who killed your father, I think we're gonna have to know.
She she looks down, and
I sniffed the wine.
she looks back up to you, and with a slight anger in her eyes, she says, "He refused my marriage proposal."
You
And who
wanted
would
to
this
marry
be
the
a proposal
prince.
to?
Erwin Woods, the love of my life. And she turns to look at Erwin with like a love-struck face.
And everyone's like, oh,
Erwin blushes.
spits on her. Stupid bitch. All right. Well, thank you for telling me this. I'm gonna go do my own thing.
Wait a second. Are you telling me that you want to marry Erwin and the king said no, and then the man who's always closest to the king didn't see anybody murder the king?
She
Erwin
immediately
murdered the king!
responds to you, and she's like, "He would never do that. I would trust him with my life.
Would
He
you
was
never
the
do that,
king's
mate?"
most loyal servant."
Would you never do that, mate?
So, he turns to you and goes, "Of course not. I trusted the king.
Yep,
He
good enough.
practically raised me."
Yeah. Not a very sound motive to kill someone. He seems like the loyal type. Well,
Well, it's
We'll think
not
about
this once.
all right, we'll put up our list of suspects so far.
Yeah.
So our suspects, we got Samael, Erwin, and do we have
I'm gonna
anyone
put
else so far?
I'm gonna put a.
We could put the prince because he's just a snarky asshole. You know, I'm gonna try and talk to him again. All right, are you
Okay.
done having a hissy fit?
What do you mean?
Can't believe he trusted you.
It's just
Fools
to talk
with
to
it.
me before
I
talk
like
to
the
you,
I like
Mike.
the you.
I
Are you talking
just
to
want you to tell
Samael, by
me
the way?
No,
what
he's
you
talking to
saw
the
and
prince.
what happened from your perspective.
Oh, the prince.
From my perspective, I turn around to blow the candles out on my freaking birthday, and all I see when the candles are turned on is people screaming and my father dead in his throne. This failure of a god, and he gestures to Erwin, can't even do his job. Why is he even standing there?
Well, that's not very polite.
Yeah, well, neither is a dead king. What
You
happens
can't be
when I'm
polite.
sitting on that throne and someone tries to assassinate me? I can't trust him.
Well, if you keep acting like that, it'll happen pretty soon, mate.
Did you kill him?
No, I was a toad.
Yeah, sure you were.
Yeah, ask the wizard. He'll totally boast about it.
Totally boast about it.
Totally is not a fucking Cockney word.
He,
Yeah, saying totally with the Cockney accent. It's gotta be one of the weirdest.
Totally.
Totally.
so the prince turns to Nicholas and he goes, "Nicholas, fetch me a drink." And
Just perfect timing. I was about to ask you, Nicholas.
Oi, Nichols, you're in charge of all the butlers and the waiters and the wet nurses, right?
I don't know about wet nurses, but everyone else, yeah.
So you know where all the quarters is, where they stay in all the passageways, right?
Well, yeah.
You know any of the passageways that lead into this room that we don't know about?
What he's trying to say is there a passageway behind the throne?
He turns around and examines the throne and goes, "No. What would any use would that be?
Well,
Nobody's
hey,
going to
it's
come
the
out from behind the
fire.
throne."
He killed him.
It'd be quite useful to kill the king and then escape.
Well, yeah, but why would I want to kill the king?
Oh, I'm not blaming you. I'm just telling you why it would be effective.
He did it. I'm saying he's the one.
Don't listen to him. He's a fool.
I
Anyway,
love how you go to blaming somebody who used to be your coworker.
I at least think he was my coworker.
no, can you just tell me what happened in your perspective? I'm taking notes.
Well, I came out with the cake with a couple of my other staff. Me and the other butlers put the cake down, lit the candles, and just waited for the prince to blow it out. After that, the lights are turned on and the king is dead.
Right.
King was dead, mate. Oh, wait, why I did
Hey, wrong character.
that? Sorry.
the king's dead.
King.
There, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah, Martin's here.
Yeah, Martin just like says a word here and there. I don't think you've given yourself the least amount of speaking role.
Martin, just wait. Martin will have like a profound like monologue, like 5 years into
Once
this campaign.
once we find out who killed the king, Martin
Yeah,
will
he'll
be
have
the
his
one giving the
monologue to
eulogy
explain it.
of the king.
I'll put Nicholas down in suspects just in case.
Hello, everyone. This is Michael, your DM, and I'm hoping you are all having a really good time while enjoying the adventure so far. So I'm here to bring a little pause to this episode to do some announcements. Firstly, I'd like to apologize for how long this first episode is, but it's been a very long time since we all did something together, and we were all really excited to do this. So we kind of just let things go, and it took a bit of a long episode. But don't worry, in the future, we'll kind of top episodes out in like an hour, 10 minutes kind of range. But now for the announcements. What we'd like to just let you guys know is we're part of a group called the Local Boys, and this is just a group of guys who create a bunch of different kinds of content. So if you like this kind of stuff, odds are you'll like the stuff the rest of our group makes as well. So would you go make sure to check out a YouTube channel called Boochom, who is a YouTuber and a friend of ours who makes a lot of cool videos on video games. So if you like Zelda, Final Fantasy XIV, or Minecraft, he's definitely the kind of guy you want to go hit up to see stuff like that. As well as a podcast called Talk Louder, We Can't Hear You, which is a great conversational podcast about people just talking about interesting, fun subjects that are relevant to their lives, and they just have conversations about stuff. So definitely make sure to check both of those things out. And with that, we'll end the announcements. So please enjoy the rest of this episode.
So, what do we have to work with? So the
right
king
now-
hears a sound of something hitting the floor, and he sees a black cloaked figure.
Yeah. Wait, he saw
Currently-
something hit the ground, or
He heard the sound of something hitting the floor,
okay?
and Samael didn't see anything and did not detect any magic.
Can we assume
bullshit.
Are we assuming that the knife that we saw on the ground is the same knife that was used to kill the king?
Perfect. You know what? You just reminded me. I'm gonna go up to Erwin and say, "Oi, Erwin,
Yes?
do you have the weapon of murder?" I don't know how else to say
Yeah,
that.
he pulls out like a handkerchief from one of his pockets, and he lifts the dagger in between the handkerchiefs, and he hands it to you.
Yeah,
I'll give it a right good sniff.
I don't see why not.
All right, so you give it a sniff. What are you sniffing it for?
I'm sniffing over the bloody bit.
All right, so
I think
you
that's the king's blood, mate.
you walk up and you sniff the blood, and then you walk over to the king's corpse and you take a nice whiff. The blood scents match.
The blood says,
What about that wine on the princess? What's that red there? Hey, mate! What's the red there?
She goes,
I yell
it's
to the princess.
it's just wine, and you walk up. I'm assuming you walk up and sniff her.
I run up and sniff her.
you run, you like jab your nose into like her rib.
I
As you
grab,
take a
For
deep
investigation.
whiff.
I grab the cloth with both fists and just push it into my face.
You smell
fetish.
like a rosy sweet scent that is accompanied by wine.
Alright,
So
it's
it's a
wine
smell.
for sure. It's wine.
All right.
She ain't lying. It's wine. Oh, it's getting me fucked up. Oh, fuck.
All right. I got an idea. I'm gonna yell up to the crowd.
Fumes.
All right. Is there any magic users who don't have that bloke's rod up their ass? And I poke to Samael.
I'm gonna throw something out here.
Yeah, the majority. Though there are those who raise their hands, but they all have the medallion that you saw on
The Mages Guild thing.
the Mages Guild pendant on that you saw on
I guess.
what's his face, Samael, before the lights went off.
We're not gonna get anything out of them.
Alright.
Any ideas, fellas?
Well, we got the bloody knife. We gotta go ask Alberto
Can I
what's
just
going on.
examine the knife and like what it looks like? And
Yeah,
stuff?
so the knife is a very ornate knife. So the dagger portion of the knife is actually like a very peculiar design, where it is like a, how would I even describe this? It's like 3 triangles with the
This is the dagger point, like the point of it.
yeah. So it's if
It's
you
like a
imagine like a
tri-tip.
yeah, it's like a triangle tip. So it's like a 3-pronged dagger, and the base of it is very ornate, and it has a skull on the bottom, and engraved into the top of the skull are the letters CR.
That's probably something. Is there a CR in this building? I yelled that out just in case. I don't know why not.
I mean, okay, so you yell that out, and
First initial C, last initial R.
the prince turns to you and he goes, "My name is Carter Reagan. I'm the prince."
Oh, mate, I've got bad news for you. You see here, this dagger has your initials on it.
You killed your father, mate.
I'm not jumping to conclusions here.
Okay,
What?
and I'm sure there are hundreds of other people in this kingdom with the initial CR.
They're not here, are they?
You
Does
don't
this
know
look
that.
like a dagger? It was yours. It's yours.
I got a question for you. Do you know of any secret entrances around here? I peer into his soul.
Do an insight check.
He just like asking about this knife. You just slowly lower the knife, and you're like, "I got a question for you." Just like, wait a second.
Inside is wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 20, not that.
Okay, so as he responds, and
I get it. It was me. It was me.
It was me. I didn't even do it, but it was me.
why would there be any other hidden tunnels inside of here? It's not like we would use them, but you can tell there's some anxiety in his response.
Did he? I don't remember. Did he leave at one point?
No,
Yeah,
he's
Did he
been
storm
in.
off?
Well, he
no,
stormed
yeah.
off, but he didn't leave the
Yeah,
banquet.
okay.
Nicholas kind of just like pushed him towards like the food
Oh
table.
yeah, he's like, bro, chill.
Yeah.
Okay, so he never
We got
left.
your fingerprints, mate. We got your gauntlets.
You don't have his fingerprints. The fuck you talking
We
about?
got your fingerprints, mate.
You have some pretty fingers.
Well, can you give me maybe a better? Why do you have this? I think we can assume it's yours.
That's not my dagger. I would never
Then
use
why is it
something so horribly ignoble.
Oh yeah, it's so noble. It has all these ornate designs on it, right? I don't see any peasant wielding a knife like this.
Are you?
Yeah, well,
are you?
no.
Are you?
heir to
Are
the
you
throne.
done with the dagger?
Hey, you know, I got a good idea, and I gotta call over fucking what's his name? Hey, Dwark, mate, get over here.
And he waddles on up.
You see
Yeah,
this
can I
dagger
help
right
you?
here? Ever make this? Know a guy who did?
He takes the dagger and he examines it. And he goes, yeah, this wasn't made by human or dwarf hands. This is a dark elf weapon.
Ah, dark elves.
Fucking.
Yeah, nasty lot.
I motion for the dwarf to give me the dagger.
He hesitantly like hands it to you.
I stab it.
I start juggling it.
Hey, give it back. Give it back. That's critical evidence.
No.
You can't catch it because he's juggling.
Can't
I
take it
start,
from
I
him.
start dangling keys in his face.
You know how he gets when you take his stuff from his juggling circle.
Oh, Christ. Jesus Christ doesn't exist, but I say that regardless.
Just let him have it. Just let him have it, Bruce.
Shit. I just go to one of the food tables and take like an apple and I hand it. We could swap with this, can we?
I swear.
Take the apple and just give me the dagger, buddy. All right?
You receive a bottle of wine.
Oh, Christ. Bloody hell. All right. Well, does any fucking? I go to the prince and I ask, have you worked with any drow lately?
We could still go
Drow
see
in
Alberto.
the human kingdom? Never.
Hmm.
All right. Keep everyone in the castle.
Oh no, no one can
Owen.
leave for the next 24 hours. So
Owen, make sure no one leaves.
Of course.
Hey, we're gonna
Guards,
check up
block
on
the
our
exits.
pal Alberto.
Don't block the exits to just the room. Block the exits to the whole fucking castle.
Well, yeah, the whole castle's on lockdown.
Between,
Get
I
the
wanna-
sewers.
I suggest you and your men investigate behind the throne. There's definitely something back there.
There's some mockings back
All
there.
right,
We
so,
gotta go talk to
Some of
Alberto.
the guards go and rummage around, inspecting the throne and the areas around the throne. One of them, after inspecting near the throne, notices a black pendant that has fallen on the ground, and he holds it up above his head and he goes, "Oi,
Oh, look what I
what about
found.
this?"
Whatever.
You know, that's probably a good start. I take it.
All right,
I look at it.
so
Bruce.
you recognize it as the Magus Guild emblem. However, this
Uh-oh.
peculiar one is the exact one that Samael was wearing.
Oh, all right.
I'm gonna go talk to Alberto.
No, I think we have a good lead here.
You do what you need to do. I gotta go find him. He's the closest thing I've got to a dad.
Well, I'd like to see him again.
You guys can go see him. I'm going to talk to Samael.
All right, we'll start with Dylan talking to Samael. What are you gonna do?
Hey, buddy. I think we may have found something interesting here.
You again? What
Yeah,
have you
me.
found?
Again, I found this. This belongs to you, done it?
Where did you get that? And he like reaches out and snatches it.
And I pull out my badge. Not so fast, buddy boy.
He kind of like sighs and like, what the fuck? And you know,
We found this behind the throne.
I don't believe it.
Yeah. Oh, it's yours, isn't it?
It is
so
mine.
Why is it not on you right now?
He like opens his robes and kind of searches for where the amulet would normally hang. And for once you see like a surprised expression cross his face and he goes, "I'm not sure."
Well, can you explain to me why this was behind the throne?
Well, any number of people could have just stolen it.
But stolen from such a master wizard as yourself? Clearly you would have noticed something.
Well, after a couple of drinks, things get hard to notice.
Oh, yes. I fuck, I can't ask him how much he's drank. That's not something people can answer. Just cut to them. Cut to them, I think.
Okay.
Cut to them.
So both Julio and Lowenstein are currently. What are you guys?
We're looking for Alberto in the dungeon right now.
All right. So you guys, let me describe to you. So you leave the main entrance of the banquet hall, and that leads you out into a hallway, which takes you out of the main castle keep. So you're now in the castle courtyard. In the center of the courtyard is a large fountain. To the left, you see a bunch
Jump in the fountain
No, not that.
again.
to the left is
We break
along
both
the
of our
walls.
heads into the fountain again.
Looks like it's up to me again.
To the left is a bunch of wooden battlements that have an array of soldiers on them. Directly across from you is the main entrance to the castle itself, which is heavily guarded right now, as no one's being allowed in or out. To the left of that, you can tell is the stables. You can tell that by the smell. And to the right, you see a large,
The
like,
horses.
stone building that kind of descends into the ground. That has two guards in front of it.
I'm gonna go to the main gate and I'm
Okay.
Oh my God! I've been tasked by the king himself after he died. The Grand Wizard. The Grand Wizard.
Bro, you got ID. Just tell
Oh, I
him
have
you're gonna go see him.
ID? I thought-
No,
okay.
what's his face is juggling it.
I thought we only had the one, or unless we all like individually
No,
have
you-
a seal.
He gave
No, yeah, you do only have one, but Lowenstein stole it and is juggling it.
I'm currently
okay.
juggling.
All right. Well,
You see that? It's a seal in that man's juggling circle. It's a seal from the king, God. tells me I've got the most. I can do the decision making. And I need you to tell me how many black robes you've seen.
What?
We need to know.
No one's been in or out of this door since we've put it on lockdown.
I got that.
That's fine. The black robes.
No
Who's been
one.
wearing a black robe?
We haven't seen anyone with a black robe out here today.
Are you trying to go see
I'm
Albert?
just trying to ask. Yeah. I'm
or
just.
Alberto?
All right, I got another question. Where's the dungeon?
He points to the stone building on his left, which would be to your right, and he goes, "The dungeon's over there. If you just enter there and head straight down, you'll enter the dungeon."
All right, mate. Thanks.
I head towards the stables instead.
Follow an
Why?
eyeball.
All right, so you both
Why?
head
'Cause I
towards the
wanna
stables.
Observe this. The stench is making me curious.
I think I smell something rotten good over there. Lowen, we gotta go and get some shit.
I'm not gonna
Some
juggle that.
literal shit.
I'm not gonna juggle.
Have you been on a ball this whole time?
Yeah, he's been on a ball.
What the fuck?
That's like-
no.
No one is saying anything about it. It's just like, all right, I guess this fucking guy's on. a
Well,
ball.
he currently has a symbol of the king, so they're not going to talk anything.
All
They're
right,
not gonna say anything
Yeah.
to me.
is
Say
there anything in the
shit.
stables? I'm gonna take a quick peek around, just think if there's any disturbance.
All right, so you enter the stables. It's pretty. It's a large wooden building with a bunch of like half walls, and you can see just rows and rows of horses. With the like
Right.
occasional stall being empty. Sitting on the corner on a stool is a stable boy, and beyond that, you do not notice anything strange at first glance.
Stable boy,
Yes.
I've been tasked by the king.
Do this shit every time.
How large is this stable boy?
He's like around Eric's size, like a small child, like maybe an 8-year-old child.
I need you to go with Lowen outside for a minute.
What are you fucking doing?
Okay.
I show him the
And-
seal.
He would just
I
walks
need
outside.
to do a little looking around. Lowen, go look and keep an eye on the boy. Keep his attention.
And I give Lowen the wink.
Hello, child.
All right, so
So the
I
child
approach the
is,
child menacingly.
he rolls menacingly toward the child.
so
The
as
child
you
is
do
engulfed
this,
in my shadow.
he just gives you a slight warning. He says, "Be careful when you look around. The black horse is Nicholas's, and it's kind of unruly." And you approach him menacingly on your ball.
I approach him menacingly on my ball.
All right, so all the stalls are. Is there any fresh shit?
What the fuck are you doing?
If you head straight past all the stalls, on the left-hand side, there's a huge pile of manure.
Nice. Are there any torches?
There was a like oil lamp that the peasant or
Alright.
that the stable boy was using, but he brought that out with him
Fuck.
because it's currently like night.
What are you trying to accomplish?
Burn down the stables.
No! Don't do that.
Why not?
Retarded.
I'm not obviously not gonna get caught.
That
Duh.
doesn't mean you should do it. That doesn't even make any sense. Why would we do that?
I'm trying to fucking what the fucking the horse in the Sopranos trying to fucking kill it for the
Pile
shit. Pile
Oh, you're trying to make a Sopranos reference?
Trying to make a Sopranos reference in the D&D camp.
Fuck off.
All right, fine, fuck it. I'll just go to the dungeon.
What the fuck is the point of all
I
that?
was just gonna burn. I was gonna kill the horses.
All right, as you turn to
Why would
walk
you
out
do
of the stables,
Right
the black
away.
horse that the stable boy warned you about bucks up against the door, and it kind of like startles you.
No.
Aye.
Alright, I tell the stable boy that he's really bad at his job.
The
And
stable
I
boy
tell
can't
him
hear
to give me the lamp. So I can
The stable
go.
boy is
fucking
busy
suck.
being juggled.
Give me your lamp, bitch.
I need to take your lamp. It's gonna solve the murder.
But
The king told me.
but no, but I need the lamp,
Where's
otherwise
that?
otherwise I can't see.
Where's this lamp?
I need it for the
adventures. It's gonna be dark.
Okay,
There's no
okay.
lighting in there.
I take the lamp.
He like
take the lamp.
he very sadly
give
hands it to you.
I give it to fucking Lowen to juggle as my
swap out-
own personal lamp.
I swap out the stable boy for the lamp.
Alright, so he
And we venture to the
as you
dungeon.
begin to walk out of the stable, you hear the sniffles and silent sobbing of the sad stable boy behind you. But one thing you do notice is a locked chest
Oh.
under the table that the stable boys are initially sitting at.
Oi, stable boy, what's in that chest?
He
Why would you ask?
he wipes his eyes of like the tears so you can't see them. He goes, "That's just Son Nicholas's travel chest.
I'll give you back this lamp if you open up the chest.
I can't open the chest. I don't have the key."
I begin to menacingly approach the stable boy.
He doesn't have a key. Where's
No,
the
please,
phone?
please, I don't have the key. I swear.
What about that horse there? You think that's got the key?
Oh my god!
I don't know. It's a horse.
The fucking horse in the background. We're just ganging up on this poor fucking kid. I tell the kid, you're gonna have to go check the horse for the key.
He's gonna get killed by it.
No, I can't. It's a very unruly horse. I've been kicked by it many times
We're
before.
not accomplishing anything. He's just abusing a child.
I need you to go look at the horse for the
Terrible goblin.
Make. Are you trying to persuade him or are you trying to intimidate him?
Intimidate,
I
intimidate.
think Martin
All right,
should be the
Martin,
one
roll intimidate.
intimidating.
We do
Can
a
I
hard
roll
cut
it?
back to where I was.
Roll
Alright.
intimidate.
I'm also gonna roll to
It's just a D20, right?
Yeah. Plus your
Well,
charisma.
That's a 12.
All right. What about you, Eric?
I've got pretty decent charisma, so I might be able to do this. Fuck. I'm not gonna be able to do 7.
All right. How are you trying to
That's the
intimidate them,
intimidation.
Martin? What are you doing?
Why are you being a fucking clown?
You just open your mouth and I can get it.
So you open your mouth and these strange sounds just start spewing out, and the stable boy is scared out of his mind. And he runs straight to the stable with the unruly horse in it. And he slams open the door and he starts feeling up the horse, but the horse is it's starting to get really upset.
I closed
What are
the
we
door.
trying-
I closed the door behind me.
At the sound of the door slamming shut, the horse whinnies in anger, and it slams its rear legs into the guts of the boy, and he crumbles over like a pile of bricks, just lying on the ground, completely unconscious.
I live, you fucks! Hold on for 2 fucking seconds! This is what you fucking do!
I threw the lamp into a pile of hay.
You throw the lamp into a pile of hay, and
And I leave. I just leave.
we just roll away. We just roll away from the barn.
Now you're gonna go talk to the guy now, right?
No,
I'm going to the dungeon.
I-
I'm going straight to the dungeon.
I try to light some hay on fire, but it doesn't
Don't
ignite.
fucking
so
do that.
you throw the oil lamp onto the hay. Luckily, that cushions the fall, so the oil lamp does not break and catch the hay on
Oh,
fire.
God.
You said you're
Never
picking up the
leave you
chest,
fucking
Martin?
guys alone again.
No, I'm not picking up the chest.
What were
so
you doing?
fucking pointless.
We just beat the. We just
Kill
beat
the
Kill the child.
We beat the fuck out of this poor kid with the horse. We even have to do it ourselves. We have deniability.
It just got scared.
Just go to the dungeon and forget this happened. Just go to the dungeon and forget all
This
this.
never happened, Lowen. This never happened.
I didn't see anything.
I didn't see nothing.
All right, so you guys you leave the stable and you head towards the dungeon.
We fucking beeline it.
Mikey just had to say there was a stable there.
I power a ball to the dungeon.
All you had to do, Mike, was just say, and you go to the dungeon.
World building, Dylan. World building.
Child, no one's gonna find him.
And the vacant oil lamp and a pile of hay just waiting like a time bomb.
Jimmy,
Go.
feed the horses.
Yeah, there is a fucking oil lamp just slowly heating.
It's time for supper, Jimmy.
As you guys descend down into the dungeon, you see the head of the dungeon guard, who's pretty much just like a glorified jailer, and he's just sitting there going through a jail book with a list of criminals currently listed inside of it, and he has a key ring hanging off of his belt. He's in some serious plate armor with a very large helmet, and in front of you is a very thick stone wall with a cross iron barred door.
Just ask to see him. That's all you have to do.
Oh, it's a big door there.
Yep, keeps the criminals in and everybody else out.
I need to get in there. I'm part of the King's Guard. I've been charged to find the murderer of King Regan by Knight Erwin. He gave me the seal. As I point to the seal that Lowen is currently fondling or juggling.
The guard gives you like the look as to describe like what the fuck is this guy talking about? You're the strangest royal guard I've ever seen, but
I need to talk to Nichols. Or sorry, I need to talk to what's his name?
Alberto.
Alberto.
he opens his book and he runs his finger down the page looking for the name. And as he finds it, he goes, "All right, with that seal, you can come on through." And he opens the gate and leads you down. You can tell that in this dungeon there are 10 total cells, 5 lining each wall, and he takes you to the third cell to the right. And inside of it, you see Albert kind of sitting there, disheveled, kind of defeated as he just leans up against the wall.
Thank
All you gotta do.
And
is
the
talk
guard,
to him.
the guard, he walks away and locks the door behind him, so you're currently stuck in the dungeon.
Alberto, why'd you kill the king?
What did you do?
I didn't kill the king. I've been set up. I don't even know what's going on.
You were standing right above the knife.
Why are you blaming him?
It was obviously you.
It wasn't me. I don't know how the knife got there. One second I was
Why?
standing there looking at the prince's birthday cake, and the next second there's a bloody knife at my feet.
Why did you bring us to the birthday party just to kill the king?
I didn't kill the king. You have to understand. Come on, you've worked with me your whole life. Do you think I would kill the king?
Ask him, buddies. I fucking swallowed saliva.
Have you seen anything? You gotta prove yourself. I need to know everything.
I haven't seen anything. I've been stuck in this cell the whole time.
When the
No,
lights
you was
went up,
murdering the king.
I didn't murder the king.
Yes, you did.
Oh my god.
all this yelling is scaring me.
Come on, Leo. You're scaring Lois, don't.
Fuck. Alright. I'm sorry, Alberto. I just need to know what you saw inside the room.
I didn't see anything. I wasn't even looking at the king. I was just
Oh,
watching the cake being blown out.
You're fucking useless, Alberto.
I told you guys you probably shouldn't have gone to him. There's
Have you
nothing
got
to
nothing
say.
for us? Nothing.
Umberto,
Yes.
Who do you know? Who would want to set you up, Alberto?
Umberto, you my friend?
Of course, Lowenson. We've known each other for years now.
Yeah.
This is so terrible. Oh my god. Holy
Do you
shit.
have any villains, Alberto? Someone who'd want to hurt you?
I
Good
mean-
luck greenlighting this.
Me and the king have been working to halt Samael's progress and increasing the powers of the Mages Guild, but I don't think that's enough to want him to want to kill me. Or at least frame me in this manner, or kill the king.
Alright, well, we got 24 hours, so if you think of anything, I don't know, figure it out. I'll see you later, mate.
Well, at this rate, I think you've got 22 hours because you've spent 2 hours sticking around in a barn. I mean, wasting time.
You didn't see that?
You don't do nothing. You're killing the king, and you're yelling at me. I'm out of here.
Can we cut to me now?
Yeah. So as you guys leave, we'll cut to Dylan here.
All right. I didn't think of anything, but I do have a question for you.
Who are you talking
We've
to?
been over this 100 times. What is this question?
Have you worked with any dark elves, drow, perhaps?
I mean, us magical beings that are above you work with a variety of other magical beings.
So, can you explain to me what this dagger is?
You hold up the dagger to him, and he's kind of surprised by what he sees, and he says, "Where did someone like you get such a powerful magical dagger like that?"
Are you paying attention?
To what?
It's the dagger that killed the king.
Gasp. No, well, I saw the dagger, but I didn't realize it was this powerful.
Well, can you kind of explain to me what is so powerful about it?
Yeah, if you gave it to me.
Can I trust you?
Do you have a choice?
I don't. Here you go.
So he takes the thing.
And zips and teleports away.
You've been fooled.
He casts detect magic on the dagger, and
And critically fails.
No, there's nothing on it.
Destroys the dagger.
he hands it back to you and goes, "Yeah,
Perfect.
it's a regular dagger. Don't worry about it." No,
Okay, I was gonna say.
he hands it back
Fucking
to you and
stab
he
him on the
goes,
spot.
"This particular dagger is enchanted with a teleportation magic. I'm not exactly sure how it works, and the runes themselves are faded and don't hold very much power."
So, what kind of teleportation? Like the dagger teleporting, or someone teleporting with the dagger?
Well, you'd have to somehow figure out how to fill it and then use it to find out.
That's a handful. Can you fill it up? You're a magic guy. You got magic powers.
I mean, I can channel magic into it, but there's no guarantee that'll meet the requirements to activate the item.
Well, I guess we don't have a choice, do we?
So yeah, he takes the
I like that, Dylan. You're throwing your words right back into him.
Yeah, got him.
That's
he
good.
takes the dagger, and you see like a black, almost gooey, like light leave his fingers and channel into the dagger, and they coalesce around the dagger and eventually fade away, and there's no difference in appearance in the dagger.
Well, we tried. I guess you're not so great after all. You can't charge a dagger.
Yeah, well, when you can figure it out, then you can talk smack.
Well, I was hoping to learn for the best, but he's not here.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Would you like
Just
to be
that,
a toad or maybe a pigeon this time?
No, I'm gonna walk away now.
I guess you just walk away.
All right, so I have this weird emblem that was his. So
Yeah.
I don't know how that got there. We have a dagger that can teleport. We don't know how it but we can presume that someone stabbed him and teleported the dagger into Alberto's hands.
Or feet.
And also, while I'm standing, is like, where do those two go? It's been like an hour. I hope they didn't get into any trouble.
Oi!
Do I notice anything different about them, like signs of child murder?
Is Martin
I don't think there are any telltale signs of child murder.
We don't even have the lamp anymore. So
Nothing
Did you
happened.
find anything out? What did Alberto have to say?
Oh, he thinks it was framed.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he was.
Have you seen Nichols? I have to ask him something.
You go ask him. He's right there.
All right. I gotta ask Chamberlain Nichols where he keeps
well,
his spare
DM, is he right there?
No. So Nichols left. He while you were talking to Samael, the room has kind of like shifted. Nichols went out of the room to like go organize the maids and butlers to like start reserving refreshments to the guests as they're not allowed to leave, and he's trying to placate everybody. So he's currently outside near the kitchen trying to like orchestrate the whole thing.
Well, where do we go from here, fellas?
All right, well, let's look at the list. Who haven't we asked yet?
Well, a list of suspects so far. I take out
Alright,
my handy dandy
We
notebook.
got. I think all the people we know right now are Alberto, the
Our
King's
suspects.
dead. Okay, yeah.
I'll just be like, if you have any more that are possible suspects, tell me. But I have Alberto, Samael, Erwin, the Prince, and Nicholas.
Okay.
I don't. The princess obviously didn't do it. I think we can agree on that.
No, we just
And
know
the
that she
fucking
wasn't in
forge
it.
guy didn't do it. He's just some dwarf.
Yeah. So we do need to talk to Nicholas though. We haven't talked to
I
him
think
yet,
it was
Oh,
the
no, we
chief
did talk
of
to
the
him.
guard.
right? What was that, Lowen?
What was that, Lowen?
I don't know what I'm saying.
Oh, you got an accent now.
I spent all this time with him.
What?
I'm impressionable.
He's learning from me. He's
Why
got
am I
my
with you
accent.
people?
He's got my accent.
I
Yes,
could
my
be
friend.
beating people up right now, and I'm stuck with these two.
Don't you remember? We have the key to your life essence.
I pull out a
Ye-
doll that looks just like Bruce.
You made that last year for my birthday.
It's got the power to kill you.
I
I don't
attempt to.
think it does.
I attempt to grab at it to jump.
Not again. No.
So you grab it and it's added to your juggling collection.
I begin juggling.
Fuck.
Who do
Can
we
I
have to
can
talk
I
to?
can I feel the room?
What are you feeling for?
You just start throwing out a few bits, trying to see if like anyone.
Hey, what's going on, people? Hey, King's dead. Bummer.
So
Whoa.
the general atmosphere of the room is very, uneasy. People are skittish. It's generally a gloomy atmosphere. People are afraid of either getting killed themselves. They're unsure of what's happened. Nope,
Is
everybody's
anyone
like shifty eyeing
the
each
cake?
other.
Has anyone started to eat the cake?
No, the cake is currently whole in the center of the room.
Is that meat?
Well, I think it's a good idea to get some food in us. We're gonna be up for a while.
I think my belly's full for the day.
I'm gonna take a handful of cake.
I guess our the only thing we had to work with is that like insignia. Because
I
it
want
was,
to dig deep into.
I'm
the
gonna
cake,
I'm gonna
though.
go back
All right,
behind the
so-
throne.
How long would you say your arms are? Like 2 feet?
If I'm gonna say I'm like maybe 3.5 feet tall, so
Probably
Like a foot and a half?
Like a foot
yeah,
and a
about
half, probably,
foot
yeah.
quarter arm
All
length.
right,
8
so
feet,
you
probably.
you shove your hand shoulder deep into the cake, and you grasp a nice firm chunk of cake out.
When I like come out like I'm flapping a wing. You know,
Okay,
like,
so,
like,
so you
I
like
just
you kind
grab,
of
like, an
slide it
arm's
out.
full.
Yeah.
An armful of fucking cake.
As you you do this like arm sweeping motion, you take out like a decent chunk of the base of the cake, and as you finish the motion, the cake kind of like topples over onto the table. So now it's just like a mushy pile of cake.
Good.
But
I'm
it's
gonna go
on
to
the bright side, it's the best cake you have ever eaten.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Bruce after that.
I'm going behind the throne.
Not terrible.
Okay, so you're behind the throne.
All right, I got an idea. And you said there's like scratch marks like around it, right?
There's 3 horizontal scratch marks behind the throne. They're kind of like in an arcing motion.
Like they're turning like on a axis.
Yes.
Okay. Is it an
So
axis?
maybe the throne is like a secret passage is under the throne.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we don't know what a switch is to turn it.
Yeah. Is there?
Can I attempt to just pull the throne?
What does the throne look
Well,
like?
the king's corpse is still on the throne.
Oh, it's on.
Oh
the throne.
shit, that's right.
Can I push the king's corpse aside, or will that kill?
I mean,
you can.
Listen, you can do whatever you want.
I mean, this is the crime scene, so I don't think we can disturb the evidence.
All right. I
Do
think
not touch.
we gotta talk to Nicholas to get the king's body out of the fucking room. It's been there for 2 hours, just sitting there. We can get it out of there. We gotta make
Hey,
some moves.
I'm
gonna
just going
search the
to Erwin,
corpse
I guess.
You're
gonna
gonna, what?
search the
What are
corpse.
you searching for? You're just like gonna feel
I
him
just
up.
literally just rummage his pockets and every like orifice he's got.
Why would you do such a thing?
All right,
'cause
so you
I'm
come
a
out with
goblin?
with several golden rings with various gems encrusted on top of them.
I'd take a look around see if anyone notices me looting the king.
I think
Um,
everyone did.
Do
How
do a
like-
stealth check. Do
Alright,
a stealth check.
Stealth check. That's that might.
Plain sight.
Oh no. Just yeah, 1.
A 1. Okay.
Is
So
it
as
natural?
Yeah, natural 1.
As
Oh,
you're
no.
as you're thrifting the king and you're feeling him up,
Just shaking him on the fucking throne.
Your hand goes down his trousers.
I pull out a snake.
Erwin, who is near the
Look at that
vicinity
snake!
and currently watching over the king's corpse, immediately walks up to you and goes, "What are you doing?" And he grabs your arm and thrusts you like he pulls you back from the king's corpse, and those handful of rings that he stole clatter onto the floor.
I'm looking for clues. Honest.
These rings are integral to the investigation.
I have to find out if he got a special key.
A key to what? Those are gold
Hold on.
rings. What are they
May
going
I
to open?
interrupt? May I interrupt? It seems to us that there may be a hidden entrance under the throne as you look behind the throne and see the scratch marks.
So if there's a hidden entrance under the throne, how would the king not notice the chair moving to get out from the hidden entrance under the
Well,
throne?
it's pretty easy. He didn't notice because he was stabbed.
Yeah, but they have to get out from under the throne that
you gotta-
he was sitting on.
Well, you can see the stretch marks, can't you? You can see them all on a line. And I
There's
heard
some-
sliding sounds. You can talk to our dwarf buddy, and he can back us up.
Everyone's been saying that all these secret passages. There's obviously a secret passage here.
Yeah, there's a secret passage.
We don't know where it is, but it could be under the throne. It could be behind it. It could be anywhere. There's a secret passage here, and someone used it.
So Erwin eyes you guys up and down, and he kind of like pulls you into like a huddle, and he goes,
Right,
"Well,
Chief?
yes,
Hail Mary.
there are various secret passages in the
And
kingdom. They're mostly
this.
royal escape passages that not even I know the locations of, and only royalty would know where the locations were."
Oh, okay. Hey,
Can we
pretty
ask-
boy.
Can we ask the king?
He's dead.
The,
Well, we
the
asked
king's
him
dead.
already. Can't we just use the spell on him again?
You can only use that spell on one
How do you
corpse.
You can only use that spell when the plot allows it.
know? That spell's got plot armor.
Now, once Speak with the Dead is cast on a body, it cannot be cast again within 10 days.
Okay.
All right, I turn to the prince. All right, pretty boy, you're going to answer questions, and you're going to do it 100%. All right?
The prince is currently downing his second bottle of wine, and he goes, "Yeah,
John's
whatever you
drunk.
want. I'm on I'm on my second bottle. I'm gonna be the king.
Can I please
Oh,
have
you're going to be
more?
the king, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna be the king.
Well,
I'm gonna
I'll
sit-
go-
I'm gonna s- What'd you say?"
please have my wine.
He takes one of the many bottles beside him and tosses it to you.
I sensing he's drunk and vulnerable. I say to him, "Oh, you want to be king, don't you?"
Wanna be king? I am the king. The king's dead.
Hey, you're not king yet, buddy. There's one easy step you got to take, and I know what it is.
Yeah. What's that?
All you got to tell me is one true or false question.
Easy.
Is there a secret passage under this throne?
Under the throne? How would we even access it? Are you stupid? That's false.
It's fucking wrong, mate.
All right, question number 2.
I menacingly approach.
Is there a secret passage in this castle?
Of course. Each royalty has one. He takes another deep sip of it. Of his drink.
Now, in order to be king, you gotta tell me where it is.
What would a bloke like you know about secret passages?
That's what I'm asking you, you fucking dick.
Please answer.
You know what? I can't do this. I'm gonna walk up to the princess and I say, "Hey, knock some sense into your brother and tell him that he's gonna tell us where the passage is.
Ask your fucking brother if he wants
Unless
to be
you
king.
know, that would also work."
The secret passages were only passed on to the kings in his lineage, since they're the most important royalty. So only the prince and the king would know of the secret
Yeah,
passages.
well, talk to your fucking brother so we can figure this shit out.
I approach her menacingly.
Hey, slow down, buddy.
So she gets up from the pile that she's clapped on into the floor, and she trudges
Yeah,
over to
no,
her
he's
brother.
coming.
They have a silent conversation, and she returns back to you and relays that the only secret passage to escape the castle that the brother knows of is a secret tunnel under his bed in his room that leads to the outer town of the capital city.
Well, that doesn't help us.
How far away is Capital City?
Well, you're like in the center of it.
Oh, okay.
That's where the castle is.
Well,
Uh,
we gotta find. There's some switch we have to find. We got any ideas, fellas?
so the cake is
I'm focused on the current subject.
all right, but all right. How did we hear the sounds again? When the room turned dark, did we hear it after the cake or before the cake went out?
You
With
heard the
Roman
sound
Dorothy.
after the candles were blown out.
Okay.
Perhaps with a juggle may answer.
So the evidence I have is King hears the sound. This is the king's alibi. He hears the sound of something hitting the floor, and he sees a black figure. A figure wearing a black cloak.
Yes.
And Samuel didn't see anything, didn't detect magic.
Is there anything else on the ground?
What do you
Around the
mean?
room? Like anywhere else around the room? What's on the ground? We've got the cake is on the ground now, and the dagger used to be on the ground. Is there anything else that could have fallen or something?
There was the amulet that was near the throne.
I think the amulet is the key to this.
All right.
I'm gonna look at it again and examine it.
Okay, so you re-examine it. It's an obsidian amulet with what seems like a pearl inlaid X that goes through it.
So this is Samuel's.
Did
Yes.
we examine
How-
the throne?
Did it get here?
Yeah, you did.
How did
That's
what
what we
get
need
here?
to- The amulet, because it's his.
It is Samael's,
Yeah, it's his.
like for
Yeah.
sure his.
Yeah, no, he
Okay.
was surprised. He's like, oh, "Where'd you find that?"
Where did you put it?
So
I think we gotta go ask that stable boy a few more questions. while
he's dead.
Is he actually genuinely dead?
He got fucking whipped by a horse.
I thought he just got knocked the
He
fuck
got
out.
disemboweled by a horse.
Oh shit! All right.
Maybe he shouldn't have fucking killed
We,
him.
we should have killed the.
Yeah, he's useless to the plot
Let's
anyway.
let's go.
He could have been the guy like, well, I did see this guy exactly do this at this time.
It's inside the stable again.
You're going out towards the stables.
Fuck.
No,
No, we're not going to the stables.
I
We're not
slowly-
going to the stables.
I slowly start wandering towards the stable.
I grab him by the collar and say, where go over there.
Ah!
Fuck.
All right, so what you're wheeling out towards the courtyard then, Morton?
I tried, but
yeah, let's
I
let's
got
do a.
reined
Grabbed his ass by the collar.
I got reined in.
What are we doing, Eric?
I was gonna say let's give Lowen his POV chapter of this story.
No,
Just
Let's
roll.
not. I guess we have to. Well, let's all as a team approach Samuel because he seems like the prime suspect
I
here.
approach him menacingly.
Yeah, he seems like.
Yeah, you start approaching him menacingly. Maybe we can get something out of that.
All right, so you menacingly approach him. What do you say?
Hello. What do you know?
What do I know about what? The murder? I've already told everything to your orcish friend.
That's half orc.
I do not think you're telling the truth.
The truth about what?
Mark's playing this like fucking. Oh god, like what's
Once
that?
you open
What about the murder? How are you producing this sound?
Hello.
peer into his soul.
I want to roll a strength check to try to juggle him.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead and do a strength check.
What's your strength?
My strength is like 10.
You don't even have retard strength.
No,
He's just a retard.
17.
Yeah, that's something. I don't think that's enough.
Lift a small dog, that's for sure.
Yeah, so you reach out one of your hands to juggle Samael, and you manage to get a pretty firm grip on him, and you pull him towards you. But as soon as you do that, you sense a flare of force that repels you from him, and you are unable to lift him and add him to your juggle.
Currently juggling with one hand around him and one
Yeah,
man is juggling 9 objects.
but you are knocked off your ball by the force.
I look and I see him knocked off and go, oh no.
Oh no, it's happening again!
Oh god, not again.
We rush to the scene. We rush faster than anyone could have ever
Hey,
imagined.
Magic Man, you better get the hell out of there.
Everything around me just clatters to the ground. I don't catch any.
the room starts shaking.
Your eyes just go blank.
The room goes dark again.
I'm on my back with my legs and arms straight up in the air.
Like a dead lizard.
Like a dead lizard. I start screaming.
Oh, God.
No, it's alright.
I look at him. He's like, all right, we're going to do one thing. You're going to tell us what you actually saw and what actually happened. This guy's going to keep screaming.
I'm gonna try to calm Lowen down.
I've already
No,
told
it's
you
all right.
peasants everything that I have already
Understood.
seen.
Well, you didn't tell us what happened to your amulet. I don't believe that. And you're going to have to give us a better reason.
Well, I don't know. When you talked to me, it was there, and then somehow, as the cake is blown out, it's gone.
Somehow, so a wizard of your caliber just somehow lost his prized amulet to determine his worth, and it just somehow disappeared. That's a little weird, isn't it?
It's
What
not
does
to
that
determine
amulet
my
do?
worth. It's simply a status symbol as my
Oh, even better,
Position.
a symbol of status. That seems like something you really like.
What if we destroyed it?
Yeah, what if you wouldn't give it, you wouldn't care if I would just break this, right? It doesn't matter.
Well, I could always just conjure up a new one. And he holds out his hand, and the black energy coalesces and creates another amulet, identical to the one you just have.
You got me beat.
Break it anyway.
No.
He says he doesn't need it. He could just make a new one. Break it.
All right. I'm running out of ideas, fellas. I don't know what you guys are thinking.
Break the amulet.
That's not gonna do anything.
I don't care.
I slither away.
Where are you slithering to?
I'm just slithering away.
Alright, so you slither out the door, and you're in the courtyard, just wiggling.
Where'd it go?
But what you do,
Where'd it go?
as you wiggle into the courtyard, you notice smoke coming up from the stables.
Oh no.
Continue to slither.
Where are you slithering to?
Slithering into the stables.
Alright, so you've slithered into the stables, and you
How
notice
fast
just
is
it's
he
more
slithering?
plumes of smoke puffing out from that hay where the oil lantern was thrown in.
I slither to the boy's desk.
Alright, so you slither to the table with the chest underneath it.
I get one hand on the chest and I slither back towards.
Alright, so
Open the chest. That's all we have.
you slowly wiggle the chest out of it as you're like thriving on the ground, and you're in the center of the courtyard with the locked chest.
I huff it onto my back and start slithering back back into the main lobby.
What kind of fucking clown are you?
You're literally fucking Pennywise the clown just slithering around like
Scary
Slither.
clown.
Okay,
You,
so you now have a locked chest on your back as you slither back into the banquet hall.
slither back in the banquet hall. The whole time I'm still screaming.
I keep forgetting your fucking character's name.
It's
Low
end.
low
Low.
instance.
Been calling him low end.
Oh, I think Lowen's found a key piece of evidence. Give it here. I'll take that as a yes, and I grab
That's
it.
that chest from the stable boy. Good boy, Lowen. I put Lowen back in his bowl.
Do we have the key to this
Thank you.
chest? It has vital evidence in it.
Thank
I think.
You're welcome, Lowen. I've got you, Lowen.
You don't have like the physical key you need to open the chest.
I'm back in the ball.
Well, shit.
Is it what kind of wooden? Is it just a wooden?
Yeah, it's just a
chest?
plain old wooden chest with like an iron lock on it.
Can we break it?
Well, do you know it was Nicholas's, Eric?
Yeah, because the DM told me it was. Wait, did the stable boy said it belonged?
Yeah,
to
the stable
Nicholas?
boy mentioned that it was Nicholas's.
Tell me.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I think it belongs to that Nichols. That's. I mean, I heard some weird rumor from some. I don't know who told me that, but yeah, yeah.
Definitely not a dead child.
I don't know what do you think about dead child, but yeah, I was told it was
Oh.
Nichols.
There's a lot of pretty lights outside.
I'll politely ask him to unlock it then.
All right,
I'll go
mate.
search for Nicholas because I don't know what else to do.
All right.
There's a lot of fire.
So you walk out into the hallway and you make a left and you enter the kitchen.
He's dead.
You can see him orchestrating like refreshments being served and whatnot. Is she just gonna approach him?
Hey, Nicholas, this is an emergency.
Yeah. What can I do to help you guys?
Your chest here, we need to open it.
As soon as he sees the chest, his face goes pale, and
you did it.
he
Oh
he
my God.
takes the chest and he kind of like puts it under his.
Before he can take it, I go,
we do the thing.
Listen, Bruce, that chest, it's more of a personal belonging. I mean, it's been in the stables all night. What could it possibly have to do with your investigation?
Exactly. So why can't I open it? And there's no problem.
I hope that stable boy had no crucial information for us.
Listen, you really don't have to look into this. It has no relevance to the case.
So exactly. So if I'm looking through all evidence, I can open it up. And if there's nothing in there, then there's no problem, right?
He like lets out a breath and then he walks out and motions for you to follow him. Are you Julio and Lowenstein?
Yeah,
Are you following him?
At least I don't know if Lowen is.
Have
I
you,
Still
got,
follow.
got me.
have you gotten back on your ball?
Yeah, I put him up on his ball.
Okay.
I'm back on the ball.
I hiss at him.
I'm back to juggling 6 items.
All right, so he directs you up the stairs of one of the 4 spiral staircases that are surrounding the building to the second floor where the living spaces are. And there is 2 corridors, one leading to the left and one leading to the right. He takes you on the corridor leading to the right to what you can presume to be his room, where he takes out a key and hands you the key.
I'll take it.
Right then, I'll tell you this. I don't give a rat's ass what's in here, alright? No personal feelings, okay?
Shiny key.
Unless it's evidence you murdered someone, then we got a problem.
There you go,
key.
Lowen. Have the key.
I'll take the key.
No, I have the key and
It's-
I'm opening the chest.
Give me the key.
Lowen takes the key.
Lowen,
No, I don't let him.
don't let him.
I have the fucking key. And I'm
I wish
opening
for the key.
fucking chest.
Give me the key.
I like how hard.
Alright.
Literally made ourselves children in this.
I unlock the chest and then I give him the key.
All right.
Key. Key.
Inside the
Key.
chest is a
Dude.
tattered black cloak.
Stable boy.
Fucking stable.
Ooh, this isn't murder stuff. Ooh, this is pretty bad.
So inside
What's
of inside of the chest is a tattered black cloak, along with a sack filled with gold coins and a horse's jockey whip.
I pick up the black cloak and I say,
You know what? That, yeah, question.
I have an observation to make. If you're willing to listen.
All right.
Listen, I
I'm
know
not
it
talking to
looks
you.
bad, but it's not what you think.
Well, our only other suspect is a wizard who's full of himself, so I'm inclined to believe you. But you gotta
I've got
tell
an
me why you
idea.
have this.
He just likes matching his horse.
I've owned this cloak for as long as I've been working at this castle. That's my traveler's cloak. I wear it when I go out of the castle when I don't want to be noticed.
What aren't
Now,
you-
why wouldn't you want to be noticed?
When I have personal errands to attend to.
What kind of personal errands?
Like sending a letter to my mom.
Murder!
But,
So, you have to hide your identity to send a letter to your mum.
Me mom's a hoe.
I approach him
Okay.
menacingly.
your mum's a hoe. What would you say?
Why is your
something
mum a
like that
hoe?
about your mother?
You could ask her that question.
No, but that doesn't make any sense. You're a rich noble. Why is your mother a hooker?
I don't think he's a rich noble. I think he's just a butler.
I'm not a noble. I'm just the chamberlain. I'm the head of the castle staff.
You're the head of the staff. You got income, don't you?
He's got income, not money, though.
I mean, I make some money, but nothing crazy. Most of my expenses go towards living in the castle.
Hmm.
I approach him menacingly.
And I didn't do this prior, but let me explain like the layout of his room. He has like a
Blood everywhere.
Literally covered in blood.
he has an ornate rug in the center of the room. Along the back wall is a decent sized queen bed. He has two dressers along the side to the left of the entranceway. If you
He's
enter
barely
and make a
living with
right,
his money, guys.
there is a desk with a bunch of papers stacked onto it, along with a lot of bottles of ink and quills. And along the same wall that you open the door on is a dresser.
So that's 3 dressers.
It's two like the tall ones that you put like shirts and whatnot into, and then the dresser has like pants and whatnot. Like, I don't know what you call the tall ones.
Wardrobes.
Yeah, wardrobes. It's 2
Wardrobes.
wardrobes and 1 dresser.
Is there anything,
So-
is there anything
How-
shiny in the room?
God.
Yeah, he has like a couple of ornate like pieces of what you think could be interpreted as jewelry, and a couple of a couple of silver daggers that are like left on top of the dresser.
I meander over to the daggers.
Oh my God.
All right, you can go swoop them up.
So you say you're making
I just
enough money to live by, but you got 2 wardrobes for the clothes, a dresser for the clothes, all that ink, all that ink, all those quills, all those daggers, a nice room you got here. So how come you can't support your mother?
I'll take a dagger too.
Well, the ink and quills are provided by His Royal Majesty to complete the correct logistics for the castle, along with all the appropriate attire for depending on which guests are staying here.
I can't understand how someone like you, you have a decent status, that your mother's a whore.
Your mother's a whore.
Everyone has their
have
own
you done
debts.
anything for your mother that she's still a whore? A whore?
Why don't you talk to your mother?
Well, clearly he does. He has to hide his identity for whatever reason.
She misses
I'm not making much sense of this.
So just to close this off, you're
Give us a
currently in. Nick is dead. Screen pans out and everyone is shocked.
Who's dead?
Nicholas is the
He's
chamberlain's
right
name.
there.
Why is he dead?
No,
Oh,
it's a
Michael's
joke.
making a joke.
Oh, okay. I was
It's
gonna
a
say,
goof.
One of those joke things.
That's a shitty cliffhanger.
A dagger fell on him.
But yeah,
Fucking
currently,
stables are scorched.
yeah, you've lit the
Gold
stables
flame.
on fire. You found
murdered
the
a
black
child
cloak.
for some reason.
I didn't murder him. I simply led to
fucking
the events
killed
leading
him!
up to his death.
It was assisted murder.
Martin and I both intimidated him, okay? And I'll say Martin did most of the intimidating with the fucking bullshit festival going on in his mouth.
Well,
Yo, guys, this D&D podcast is gonna blow up.